Good evening and welcome to the Selectmen's meeting, September 10th, 2018. We start off at 6 o'clock with a meeting with a taxpayer and a meeting with a potential new hire, and 6:45 brings us to the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, public comment.
Frank Campana. I have two things, and I don't expect a response from you guys tonight, from the board. But as I went to Manchester today, I noticed again, as about a week ago or two, police car at the private repair shop. And I'm curious to know, again, you don't have to answer, but something to think about. I'm curious to know if, you folks sign vouchers. Does anybody on the board or their representative, do they check with the highway department to see if they are being asked first on the list, if they can do a repair? Again, I'll have to qualify that. I know their work comes first. I certainly understand that. Also along with that is, even if the police department is asking the highway department to do the job. And, I don't want to sound rudely critical, but if the answer to that is no, do you even care how you're spending my money? It's great to send it to a private shop where we're paying list prices for everything, when maybe some of that could be saved. That being said, now I want to ask the selectmen for something. Last year, towards the end of October, typically you set the tax rate. So I want to get it on the record tonight, and I will address it again as the time gets closer. I would like to ask the selectmen if they would have figures done up by finance to indicate how much money you would have to return to reduce taxes to present year's level. Now, I qualify that. I'm requesting for the overall tax rate, the bottom line tax rate, which includes the county, which includes the town, which includes the school, which includes the overlay, which includes a war service credit. So I want to be perfectly understood. I'm not looking for, to keep the town portion of the tax rate level. I'm looking for the overall tax rate. So, again, I'll bring in the papers so you can see what you guys will get. You get columns of, to choose from. So that's my first attempt at that request, and that's it.
Okay. Now, Frank, I have a question. I'm not trying to be smart.
Yeah.
I have a question though. With that question.
Yes.
Why do you want the town, the municipality, to take up for their increase?
Well,
I just a question.
Okay, right. A couple of reasons. All right. I used to be of the frame of mind. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time, and going to tax rate settings probably for about 18, 20 years now. I used to be of the frame of mind. Let the town, let the town make up for that difference. Okay. And again, I'll bring in some paperwork. There was a few years back where the town was actually doing that. I think we had 2, maybe 3 years of tax rate that was pretty darn close to level, if it wasn't level. Then I changed a little bit, and I sided with you. I said, well, why should the town make up the difference for the school? Okay? But I've done a reverse of that. And the reverse of that is because I see how the selectmen are asking for money, taxpayers' money, and doing stuff with taxpayers' money that I think is overdone. Okay? If you have that much money to offset articles, if you have that much money to, in a budget, if you have that much money that you can pad a budget with a contract, all right, which you could adjust down, but you want to pad the I don't feel sorry for you.
Okay.
You know, I want my town, I want the overall tax rate. So that's why I've done the flip side.
Okay.
All right.
That was my question. That's fine.
And I know people say, well, the town's only $3, $4, Well, I don't care. If the people are that concerned about the school, and go to the school and do something. I do. But I'm only one person amongst, whatever the population is, and double it for parents, So, okay?
Thank you.
Does that help?
Yeah, absolutely. No, it
Okay.
clarifies it. Yep, thank you.
All right, thanks for your time.
Any other public comment?
Good evening, Richard Butt. Just want some confirmation on a couple of things, and I do have some questions as well. In March of this year, Chief Kelly came to the board and made a presentation about the coverage of the overnight shift, 3 to 7. It was $100,000 to pay to the state police, or I believe try and renegotiate the union contract to allow so we wouldn't be sued by the police department by $500,000, I think was his number. Has anything been done with that overnight shift, the 3 to 7? I also understand that a selectman was looking at providing for that shift coverage with the fully staffed department.
As of right now, 3 to 7 is still not staffed. So, but it's status quo as far as where we were March with the state police to now.
And there are no plans to cover with existing personnel?
That I can't attest to.
All right. Back in June of 2017, there was a public hearing held for Chief Kelly's contract, police chief contract. At that meeting, it was stated that we're not going to renew his contract, that we'd be looking at a full-time police chief. And you'd start the process, we've stated, somewhere in April. Is that still the plan of the board?
Actually, I was talking to Naomi about that last week.
Probably should try and start before April. I think his contract expires beginning of June. It's going to take a few months. I've been through that process.
No.
And it's,
Yeah.
You're talking
and
about
you have to
January.
decide who you're going to hire to do it, or are you going to have try and get a citizens committee together.
I think we
That
need.
didn't work out too good the last time. So, I have a question. If this is going to be covered by the presentation, discussion associated with the sale of town property, I'll wait till then. It'll just tell me it's going to be discussed later. Do you have a total amount of money that is owed to us for those properties that are going to be auctioned off for taxes and penalties?
I don't have I don't have a final number right now. Do we have a, no. We have what's current on each, but we don't have a tallied number.
You have what was owed at the time we took it.
Correct.
If
the time it was
if you
deeded.
took it in 12, you knew what was owed as of 2012.
Correct.
And do you have the total assessment for those properties?
Yep. Oh, yeah, individually, I don't have total.
Oh, you
'cause
don't
we
have a
haven't-
total? Okay,
Yeah.
that's-
And I'll
that's-
just, we haven't, the gentleman here, so we can make the list.
Right.
Because there's a couple of concerns from conservation that would like to keep some of
Okay.
the properties for reasons.
All right.
So,
So is the money that's owed to us by back taxes and penalties, is that not unanticipated revenue?
I don't know that answer.
I don't know
That's
that answer.
Beth. I don't know.
That's money that's owed to us, right? We
Right.
count that as revenue, even though we don't have it in hand.
Mhm.
So that's money, in my opinion, that you shouldn't play around with in terms of when the property is sold, money should be coming.
So the question there is that when we get that revenue in from the sale, is that considered
Yeah, and
unanticipated
is
revenue?
that incorporated into the sale price of the property? And the other question, part of that, is the money, if there is any money, that the town gets from the sale above the taxes and penalties. That would be considered unanticipated revenue, I'm assuming.
I would assume that too.
I would assume
but-
that too.
Yeah.
Which means you
But
can't,
I don't wanna say yes, but I would assume that.
well, you need to, those are questions that
Yep.
Yeah,
Need to get-
that's why I'm writing them down, clarifying.
answered,
Yeah.
right? And that money, if it is unanticipated revenue, and I don't know what the difference between the penalties that are owed and the taxes and the value of the property, I mean, if it's a factor of, I don't know what, if it's $100,000 in total assessment and $5,000 in taxes and penalties, you know, I would hope that the board would really seriously consider not, kind of putting a reserve on this so that we at least get the taxes back and what's owed to us in penalties, but also consider what you can do with the money that you may get that would be considered unanticipated revenue. You know, obviously, that money could be used for tax relief, but it also could be used after a public hearing to help with the infrastructure, do something with the highway department on road reconstruction. I just don't know
Yeah.
what the numbers are, because you don't have the totals, so. But will that be discussed in detail, or is that gonna be available, those total numbers?
I think they're-
Yeah, I
Tonight.
believe,
They're available
aren't they
now.
gonna
What's
be,
that? I'm sorry.
aren't they available now?
What is?
The current deeded numbers.
I have a printout. Beth gave me.
So we'll know what the totals, I mean, I just wanna get a sense as to what we're talking about here.
Yeah, we're gonna make a spreadsheet, because the total she gave me is from ones we just took last week to ones that we took as long as the
But there's no total.
No, it's
There's no
individual.
final number,
It's
no.
under
I've seen
individual.
other towns put a list out after they've made a decision to go ahead with this.
Right.
That would
Well,
indicate
we
what the.
anticipate doing that. We haven't gotten the.
Yeah, no,
discussion
I'm
yet.
just, what the list consists of, it was
Yeah.
indicated what the taxes and penalties are, what the value of the property is. But they also had a column in there, what the minimum acceptance bid would be. So I hope you have some strategy in place that you're gonna take 10% off, 20% off the assessed value and accept that, or if it's not just gonna be a gut feel.
So I think they'll be able
I
to.
think
let us know
we'll
about
be
that.
asking them.
Yeah,
Okay, thanks.
yeah. So, thanks, Dick. Any other public comment? Okay, we will move on. Department head and committee items.
Yep, Mike,
With Mike?
he's here.
I'm not gonna say your last name because I don't want to butcher it.
Camacho?
Camacho. That's what I was gonna say, but I didn't want.
I worked with a fellow with the same last name, that's why I know
Oh, yeah?
how to do it, yeah.
So Michael is here to be appointed to the Conservation Commission.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What made you want to step up?
Well, I've always kind of been centered in that peace in the forest. Like my mom would say, I was a crying baby. And the only way to get me to stop crying was to bring me to the town forest.
Oh, perfect.
So,
So you
just
got
something that's,
some attachment to it.
yes,
Yeah.
I just like being in the woods. And I just moved to Weare in June.
Okay.
I moved here because of the atmosphere. The people are super friendly. Go down to Moody's and everybody's super nice. It's been a nice experience so far. I work for DES at the Air Resource
Okay.
Division, so I spend my days just reading rules and regulations, and we take an air permit in. I go do an inspection, pertaining to the rules and regulations that they're required to follow. So I have a decent amount of experience, dealing in terms of the lay of the law, how to interpret it, how to interpret it to others.
Okay. Awesome.
And he has gone to,
That was just
he went to the
asking.
infamous meeting that we had no power, I
Oh,
think.
the lights out meeting.
When
yeah.
when the accident was across the road,
Yeah.
right?
Where?
That's the night I invited him in.
Good welcome.
Yeah.
And the board members have questions? I entertain a motion.
I move we appoint Michael Camacho to the Conservation Committee for a term of 3 years.
I second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Welcome
Aye.
aboard and thank you.
Hey, thank you.
Mr. Knapp, you were up.
Well, I'm here tonight to present the new hire, Logan Bannister. You wanna come on up?
Nope, now you can come up. I say he was all set.
He's wanted to decided he wants to come on board with the Weare Public Works Department. Starting pay $16.56 an hour, moving to $16.89 after his probationary period, starting on the 25th of this month.
Okay. The board met with Logan, and the consensus was that we were gonna bring him to the public side, so, is there a motion?
Make a motion that we hire Logan Bannister to work at the Highway Department effective the 25th of this month, starting at $16.56 an hour, and at the end of his probation, to $16.89 an hour
Second it.
As a truck driver.
as a truck driver.
Moving seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'm gonna abstain.
Hey,
Thank you.
welcome aboard.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You have other things to talk about, right?
Is that-
You have other things to talk about?
Yeah, real quick here.
Yeah.
So I reached out to her on the Bog Road issue. The shimming that was requested. First thing I did was call Pike Industries and see what our price picked up was, because our contracted price with R&D was $61 a ton laid down. It has gone up since because AC's gone up drastically, but it's around 65. That's laid down. Our price picked up is 66 at the plant. We have no way of putting tack out. We don't have a pavement roller, none of that. So I went up there with the salesman R&D and measured it out, and we fixed the roughest of rough spots that we figured it'd take about 400 tons. And the price came back for that wasn't as, now with that said, the 61 a ton, that isn't saying that's what the shim was gonna be. I started with a reference number, right? Well, the price to come up in shim was a lot more, so probably not gonna have them do it. I'll go try to do a little bit at the grader. We don't have no way to tack it down. Do our best, but we'll be looking about $43,000 to put down enough just to take the rough spots out, so.
Wow.
Which we can do. I think I got a little bit of buffer, you know, I always leave a little buffer in the fall for certain situations like that. That's why I've been trying to keep my road construction money to roll over, because I don't, when I get the 480, I don't have it all spent in March in case something like this happens, but I think that's an awful waste of close to 50 grand. Cause we're gonna, you know, if I get the money I'm at, and I don't know if I'll get it, but I've drastically changed my road reconstruction number this year to present to you folks in all of the town to try to do more. We really had 720,000 this year because I carried over the state's money. Remember last year? We did a lot of work and a lot of paving work. And that's one question I get asked, well, if you get that additional money, can you do the work? Well, yes, because I wouldn't do any more road reconstruction, but we could spend more on paving. And that really paid off. Being able to spend 500 grand in paving, because our paving price was 61 a ton. Nobody got 61 a ton this year. I mean, I'm sure some people did that put out way more, but
Right.
nobody our size. So, I would like to get near that every year. We did a lot. We did 6,000 feet on Reservoir, 6,000 feet on River Road, all a mountain school. So if I could get that, you know, in the next couple of years, I'd probably be able to reclaim and do Bulk Road. If I'm stuck at the 400 mark, I might not be able to. So I did say I'd look into shimming it. I'll spread a few loads with the grader, the best we can do it. But I think it's gonna not make a lot of difference. I'll at least do that hill going down between the guardrails. That's the worst. The roughest spot is around the back, but where there's a lot of two-way traffic's coming, then if you're coming out or going in, is going down that
From the
hill.
circle up to the hill.
Yeah, if you're coming out.
Yeah.
Right. That's bad. I know there's other rough sections, but that
Right.
tar's actually coming apart. So, I'll do our best
Putting that
on it.
shim down, the way that road is, it's not gonna last that long.
Well, no, and I hope to do it
End
in
up
a-
plowing it up.
I hope to do it in a couple of years, but I'm not gonna stick my foot in my mouth without knowing what I'm gonna get, road numbers, so.
My biggest concern is that we're gonna spend $50,000 up there and come next spring, when after the plowing's done, that it's all $50,000 worth of hot top is over on the side of the road.
Well, that's why I think maybe I'll try to do 5 or 10 with the grader and
See what
do our
happens.
best. It's not gonna stick. We don't have any way of tacking.
No.
You can't take a broom and a 5-gallon pail and tack 100 yards of road, you know?
Yeah.
So.
We're just not equipped to do it at all.
No, the grader shim's great if you got a little rut or something, but try to pave a road with a road grader. We did it. I did there, out there from 114 out to Brownie's gravel pit with the old dresser, and it's held up all right, I guess. But I mean, you're talking a lot more road.
Yeah.
Right.
That road's very long, 6,500 feet long. That road is.
Right.
So
I think the worst is going down the hill for pavement.
Right.
Okay.
in my opinion.
So are you planning to change what you've given the CIP?
Paul, what'd you get? Because I did change. I'm not
There
sure
was
if
an
you got
email
it.
that went out this afternoon that's gonna go out, that's Beth,
Okay.
Beth sent out an email to the
Okay,
board
Okay, all right.
as to what he's gonna present tomorrow morning.
Went out around 2 o'clock this afternoon.
We
with different
comprised that data, and I won't take up everybody's time here, but I'll just take 2 seconds. And
That's for him.
a lot of help from a lot of other people too, so I don't want.
Well, all that were involved in that presentation that we got emailed this afternoon. It's very, very well done.
Yes. You know, Jack's creativity and Beth's just good at absolutely everything, so, I pushed the button and drove the roads, but, I'm not one to take credit where it ain't due, but anyway, we come up, you know, to get everything. We had all these statuses we gave it, three categories, a yellow, a green, and a red. And to get everything to green right now would be $7.5 million, which actually less than I thought it would be, so that was good news, I suppose, but it's just not feasible, right?
No.
So the only way we can do it is just try to get a little more money and keep up with road preservations. I'm gonna do a little bit of preservation this week, continue to spend $500,000 on fixing them, maybe 100 on preservation, something of that nature, so. But we come up with, you know, with how the town's grown, you know, it grew 375% in the last 40 years, we found out. And we broke down what we had for class 4, which didn't even know what that category was. We have one class 4 road and class 5, and then regular state roads, so we have that pie chart. We have 36 dirt roads, 121 paved roads. And I'll go through the presentation with you folks another night, but it'd take $2 million just to fix the red roads. And the red roads were the ones that I figured was almost, Bogue Road and worse.
Mm-hmm.
Bogue Road is probably one of the better red roads. They're all red, they're all bad. There wasn't, there's almost $2 million to fix just those ones, you know, so we had to do something.
Mm-hmm.
So are you doing a presentation tomorrow?
Yeah, somewhat of it, yeah. And for my own thoughts, I was curious, because I knew since I come to town, a lot of subdivisions gone into town. Our plow routes are real rough on the 10 miles per plow route. Some are a lot more, some are a lot less, but that's the number we like to throw at it. Since I've worked for the town, 2001, we've put in 13 new roads at a little over 5 miles. That's 13 intersections, 13 turnarounds, and half of a plow route that we've put in with, so people ask why I want 10-wheelers over 6-wheelers, that we've put in without an additional help, without additional, you know, and I'm not asking for additional help, but I just want people to take that all in, think about that. 13 roads in a little bit of time that I've been here, so. Something's gotta change, and it costs money, and I know that it doesn't ever make anybody happy, but that's why we're in the Bogue Road position.
Situation.
And people on High Rock feel the same way, and people on, you know, Pine Hill feel the same way.
Mm-hmm.
So, And if you ever drove up Wallingford Terrace, I don't know why they're not in here, so. So I'm not gonna, forget about Bogue Road. I'll go try to do my best, but it's not gonna be much unless you guys tell me that's what you want me to do, send the pavers up there. But boy, I think that's a lot of money for something that only a couple of years.
Right, at max.
It's still gonna be rough when they're done.
Yeah. Yeah, throwing good money at bad. No.
Anything else? I don't know.
Yeah, any idea of hazardous waste day?
Yeah, boy.
I've had 2 or 3 people ask me about it.
Well, you're lucky. We started looking in the spring the same time we always look for hazardous waste day. And Clean Harbor is the company that we always use, is already booked till February.
Whoa.
I said, well, I guess we'll use somebody else.
Nope.
Nope. So I haven't given up, but I don't have high hopes. And I will say that I'm probably going to book Clean Harbors here very, very soon for next year.
Yeah.
But I don't know what to say other than,
Oh, yeah.
Do it in February?
well, yeah, but that kind of ninces 2018 now, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I can book them for next spring or whatever, but that kind of cuts this year out. It was never a problem. We called in May, we want it in October. Oh,
Okay.
sure, what week you want, and we couldn't get them to call us back for 2 months. Finally, we got a call back, said they were booked. And a lot of companies won't come up here. There's not very many companies that do it, first of all.
Yeah, the hazardous collections.
So,
Does it mean that you're gonna be able to double the amount? Normally, it's around 6,000 a year when we do hazardous waste. If
no,
we
because
don't
I'll
do it,
only if
fill
I
in
ask for it, because
6,000.
it's in the budget, so
Yeah.
that'll go
Unless you
back
earmarked
or
it.
whatever,
But-
right?
Carry it.
Yeah, I would just wondered, I just said you could probably encumber
Yeah, earmark it.
out of 18 to do February,
Oh,
and then you can do 19 out of 19s.
yeah,
Book them twice.
yeah, we can try that.
Book them in the
That's what I want to
February,
do. I
book them
can
in
call them and see.
October.
We never booked in February a month ago, but yeah, I think I can get them in the spring. I hate doing it in the winter because you never know
I
what
was
the
gonna say,
weather's
on
going
needs
to
a
do.
snow day.
Maybe April. Maybe I can shoot for April, or April and October or something.
Yeah.
Well, isn't lack for
Spring
trying.
clean, fall
I
clean.
promise you that. I called, and I think Joe called every day while I was on vacation because that was my #1 priority for him, was find somebody. So,
Are we gonna have a public hearing for demolition increase?
yeah, we need to, yeah. I guess we'll just pick a night.
Okay,
I got a pretty good idea what I want that number to be. I just kind of was
okay,
gonna go over it one more time, I suppose.
okay.
It's not gonna be a great increase. I'm trying to keep it down. I don't think I'll have to go much more than $5-8 a ton on sheetrock and shingles, which is far less than what everybody else charges.
Do you have a recommendation? No? Okay. Well, I just saw a DS, I'm like, well, hi. So, okay. So I guess we're in the boat, no matter how we like it.
Yeah, that's how it is.
Okay. I think that'd probably be the best we could do then, would be to, like you said, encumber it for,
Once you can get somebody that will schedule for you, pick a spring one and a fall one and
Yeah.
just do it
Right.
that way.
Yeah.
It's easier to cancel than it is to try to get in the schedule.
Yep.
get it done.
All
Gotta
right.
do it. If they give you a date, a solid date, let us know, and then we can
Yeah, I'll work on that.
make the
Between this
financial
week and next week, I'll work on
commitment
it.
across the year line.
Oh, that's fine. You know, some ways the permitting isn't even, it's possible, but it isn't feasible that I'm interested in. But it'd almost be nice just to have a facility where you take it
Oh, absolutely.
and have them show up. You don't have, you know, the public being aggravated, being in line, and then they have something that isn't even hazardous waste. And they just bring it and have a little building, put it in, and somebody comes 3 times a year and picks it up. The permitting for that. I'm
Oh,
not
yeah.
interested in
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, we looked into that when I was up there, boy, the permit.
Yeah. Unique containment and separation,
Yeah.
and,
Oh,
yeah.
You can't have the public do it, you have to have a man right there,
Right.
right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not easy.
Truck?
Yeah, it's being worked on.
Okay. Is it up at Tenco?
Yeah, it went up there while I was on vacation.
Okay.
Yeah, it came in.
And you said they were ahead of schedule, right? Tenco was?
Yeah,
As far as their overall schedule?
we're ahead of schedule.
Okay.
They're
Yeah, I
not
was gonna say
in.
they're not.
But if it's sitting there, they might be able to get it in.
Well, it is in. We're ahead of schedule.
Okay.
Our truck is ahead of schedule.
Perfect. That's
For
what I like to hear.
Tenco, because I beat a couple other people out.
Hmm.
I did that last year. I took some other town spot.
It's okay.
That's,
First come,
there
first
is
served.
benefits of having a relationship with somebody and getting things there, you know. I mean, it came in and I usually like to be the one that drives a new truck up, and I talked to Bucky from McDavid. He says, no problem. The day it comes in, they gotta go over it, but as soon as it's done, we'll run it up.
Mm-hmm.
He had a guy run it to Vermont, and I had already gave them heads up that the truck was coming, Tenco, so they had everything on order, and they actually called me last week to come up and lay the cab out, but I just didn't have time. They said, well, we have notes from the last truck. I said, well, it's identical, so just keep working. It's in. I think the plates are all welded on, ready for iron to hang there. I mean, it wasn't supposed to get in till first or second week in October. It'll probably be done by the first week of November.
So hopefully he'll be here for snowflakes.
I hope so. If it ain't, it's an early winter.
Benji, were you asked to do inspections for the chargers?
I haven't heard nothing.
Okay.
I know you guys are probably swamped
With your own for this month?
yeah, as far as inspections being this month.
Yeah, we're busy.
Because you guys have the Darby computer, right?
I didn't get it back yet.
It's all got sent out.
We had to
No.
move it out. You're
It's
not
a
allowed to
process.
relocate one.
Yeah.
What a process that is.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah,
month.
we went to tear down the building, and I called and called and called. They said, well, come get it when we get time. I said, well, let me tell you what. I said, you got 2 days, because that building's going in a box, and if that machine's still in there, it's going to go in the box. So they came and got it.
Oh, that was nice of them.
But it's about that process to get it back.
Okay, so you physically don't have it.
We don't have it
No,
right
we
now,
don't
because you
have the
don't
machine.
have to have it for the big trucks.
Right.
Okay.
It's nice to have it.
So that's why we can't do the automotive
Right.
currently.
I think you can.
They all have to be plugged in.
Mm,
If it's over 96, OBD2 has to be plugged in regardless.
yeah, there's. If you have the diagnosis machine, there's a gray area there with municipalities, yeah. But we haven't seen any anyway. Answer your question, I guess. We can get it back anytime. We just started. I think we've done 2 fire trucks.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah.
Excuse me.
It's not like we're right in the middle of it yet.
Okay. All right.
And I just got the inspection station about 3 weeks ago, so
Yeah, because they get come inspected.
they had to come out,
Yeah.
make sure you had all the proper tools.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Shops big enough.
The headlight aiming system.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
So.
Okay.
Mhm.
We're good. Thank you.
Hopefully chip seal Wednesday, that'd be neat, if anyone ain't doing nothing. If it rains tomorrow, it's gonna be put off till Thursday, but
Okay.
excited to see it.
That's Hodgson Road.
Right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Be there tomorrow morning when you came in for CIP.
What's that?
You'll be there tomorrow morning when you came in for
Right.
CIP.
See you tomorrow morning.
Thank you. Okay. St. Jean's, how are you?
Hi.
Thank you.
We're gonna do a tax deeded property discussion.
Here, you guys, here's your butters list, based on, here's the address and there's your butters list. You can.
This is.
Oh, I was like, thanks.
Thanks for a wad of paper. Yeah.
So you went by map and lot number. I knew you were gonna sort that way.
I'm sorry.
That's how they advertise it, too.
Yeah, no, I know.
Okay, we prepared a spreadsheet for all the properties, again, sorted by map and lot. We did take the time to go out and view all 23 properties. We think we found most of them. It was a bit of a challenge, some of them, but pretty confident we got them all. What is to the right is our opinion of auction value, and Jim can probably speak to that opinion as to what goes into that and how we arrive at those numbers.
Okay.
We've been doing these for a long time. And depending on, where the town is in relationship to southern New Hampshire, that has a bearing on how we've come up with these values. But I think it's just something we've done so many over the years. We just look at something and we know what the value is. Obviously, if you got a river running through it or a brook running through a piece of property, it doesn't have a lot of value. And I think we mentioned before when we were here, tax deeded sales are a unique animal because you can't get financing for them through banks. They're cash buyers. Most investors don't come to these sales because you can't sell them right away. They'd have to move to quiet title, which can take 6 months to a year, and $3 to $5 grand. So that works into our opinion of value. In most of these sales, we do them in a closing is in 30 days. So it's quick, and people got to come up with cash. So based on what we saw, both Jay and I looked at all these properties, including the one out where you take a left at the Beaver Dam and keep going and going
And going. And wait till the power line stop and keep going.
Keep going.
Yes.
And
Right.
you can't turn around when you're on that.
No.
Marsh Ridge.
Yes.
That would be yes.
Hopefully had four-wheel drive.
Did. So that's those are the numbers we've come up with. There's some they do vary depending on if abutters get involved in pieces of property, and they go much higher than our numbers, and that's good for everybody concerned.
Naomi, you had mentioned the redemption date that a lot of these properties could redeem by. Is that
Yeah, and that's actually, thank you for bringing that up. 34 New Road is gonna come off because they're gonna pay theirs.
they are? That's a good
Yeah.
thing. That's a good thing.
And then I'll add a couple more. The Conservation Commission is interested in, unfortunately, those two that you went way trucking out to in Marsh Ridge
okay.
Road. So,
Yeah, that's okay.
they've expressed interest in that one, and the only other one I would just, the one I guess the Clark Mill Road, that's actually the end of the town road. So I'm just wondering why, I don't think we want to get rid of that in case for God only knows what reason.
Right.
Same with that
Yeah.
Deering Center Road,
Yeah,
407,
Deering Center
143.
Yes,
What was that?
Deering Center Road.
Yeah,
Deering Center Road, that's like the
That .37
triangle.
acres,
Yeah.
407, 143.
it's that triangle between Hodgson, Deering Center, and Mount Deer one.
Mount Deering.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't build
Did
on
you
it
hear
or
that?
do anything.
No, you couldn't do anything with that.
No.
Naomi, the North Stock piece, 325 to 327, that's still in?
Yeah, he reached out to me once he got his letter, and we've never heard from him again.
Okay, so when I was
knows.
out there, he's still in that house.
No, 206 is still in the house.
Oh, it's 206, okay.
206 and 208. And I have a question regarding that.
Sure.
Okay.
If it's a general question. The two houses on one lot's not allowed anymore. So if we're going to sell that, we've had it for 3 years. Can we sell it and tell them only one lot, one house?
You can write anything into the terms and conditions that you want. I mean, we've seen, towns merge lots when they've gone to tax deed. You probably want to get a legal opinion on it, but my thought would be, you can sell it subject to someone removing one of those structures.
Yeah, because we have the same problem up on 325, 327. The 320.
The three-family home in the garage.
That's
Yeah.
burnt on the corner. It's been burnt for 2 years.
Yeah.
Can you sell it? And that again, you've got mixed use there. You got a home, you got a garage, you got, I just don't know. You know what I mean? I'm just asking. I guess I'll have to ask legal.
We've seen it done in the past. It's definitely, the town attorney's gonna have to weigh in on
Okay.
that, for sure.
Right.
And we'll use his language or her language
Okay.
in the sale.
Yeah, because I'm just curious if more the two homes that are not allowed anymore. I mean, the two homes that are up there are on 4.41 acres.
Wouldn't that be grandfather clause in though? Because that was, they've been there for
But I'm just
30
saying
years.
it's grandfather, but the grandfather died, I think, when
The town
the
took it,
town
maybe.
took over.
Took it, yeah.
It's been abandoned,
Oh.
kind of.
Mm.
So that's where I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I didn't mean it that
Yeah.
way. I mean,
Yeah.
that was awful. But, sorry.
It's all right.
You knew what I meant.
I know what you meant.
All right, I'll ask that question. Now, can I ask you another, the 407-38-106 is a park model that's in awful shape at up in the campground area.
Mhm.
The All Seasons Association came to see me, and I just have a couple questions. There's like $6,000 in lot rent that is still owed on this. Is that like a buyer beware? I mean, like, if we sell it and then somebody buys it, are they also subject to the,
They're gonna have to deal with the park owner,
okay, park owner.
which is gonna become problematic,
Yep.
as it always is.
Yep.
Because they're gonna require either that person to live in there, or they're gonna have to get pre-approved to live in there. It's always hard at
That's what I wondered.
tax deeded sales to sell mobile homes in parks.
Okay, because their other option is they'd like to buy it back as the association and maybe be their own, you know what I mean, buy the trailer back, remove the trailer, because it's my understanding it's not in very good shape.
Yeah,
Is that the one
roof
that's
was caving
Down
in.
over the
downward
hill.
sloping, there's a tree
Yeah.
either
Yeah.
on it or
Yeah.
about to be on it?
Yeah, he showed me pictures of, there's an open roof. And,
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
okay. So they're looking at, they're interested in that as well, but if that's something you guys want to do, I don't want to waste the time of them if they were looking at.
Well, I think like you guys just said. I mean, if you're gonna sell it, buyer beware. But I mean, the right thing would be to front load it with the knowledge of there's gonna be some park issues when
Right.
you sign the deed over.
Mhm.
That would probably shy people away from
Absolutely.
buying it.
Okay.
And at that point, it'd probably be just as easy to have them just bid on it. I mean, I hate to waste their time, but on the
Yeah,
other
well,
side
that's
of
kind
it,
of what I was
on
trying
the
not
other side of
to.
it, I mean, if we're gonna get
Yeah, make
$200
that
for the lot.
representation at the sale, and, if it chills the bidding, it scares the people away, maybe the park owner will come, register, bid, and buy it. If not, you've gone through the process, you put it up for public auction, you can deal with the park afterwards.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, perfect.
That would be my suggestion.
Yep,
Okay.
thank you for that.
So the rights of redemption, when, Naomi, will they expire, like
September 30th.
September 30th?
34 new roads closing on the 27th.
It is.
Nothing like going right to the line.
Yeah.
So the original list was 23 properties. With these five
Five.
probably out, we're down to 18.
Yep.
Still a good number of properties.
Okay.
To have to wait to September 30th and to think that we're gonna pull this off by the 27th is gonna be very tough.
Okay.
It would be my feeling to wait either to the 10th or the 17th of November to do this.
That's fine with me. I was just going to arrange to get to school, that's all.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going to do it over there, like you had suggested, in one place.
Right.
So I haven't filled out an application to use the cafeteria yet. So I was waiting to see what your thoughts were.
Yeah, we need about 4 weeks of marketing. And, the 27th of October is gonna be an aggressive date.
Yep.
Because there's gonna be no wiggle room there whatsoever.
Okay.
So I think,
November.
the 17th, you're getting into, November 17th, you're getting into a little bit
It's a week
of-
before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, so I would say if you could target the 10th and get the 10th, it would be perfect from our end and,
You
hopefully
guys all
from
set
your
with
end.
November 10th then?
When is
When is
voting? Isn't there voting again in November?
That's a Saturday, so.
Yeah, they're going to do Saturday. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll shoot for the 10th, and then a backup would be the 17th, but I'll let you
Mhm.
know tomorrow.
That'd be
I'll
great.
call over,
Is the
actually.
cafeteria fairly good size?
That's where we hold deliberative session, yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's typically, you figure 3 to 4 people per property, so if you do 18, you're probably looking at,
Okay.
it'd be nice to get 80, but you're probably gonna get somewhere around 50 to
70.
Yeah, 50 to
Okay.
60 bidders.
November 10th is the first, and the 17th would be our backup.
So is that the middle school, Naomi?
Yeah, it's right across, it's
Right
right
over
there, yep. You actually go in the backside, this is the backside, that's the front side and the other side. You're looking
So
at the backside of the
It looks
building.
like senior housing.
It does. We could rent rooms.
It's beautiful, it's building.
There's enough space in there.
You guys looking to retire?
Good God, no.
So any of these properties you get a feeling may redeem before, is there any?
Those are the only ones that I've heard
Okay.
from.
Now, that Center Road one, that's the triangular one or whatever it is.
Which one?
23, 110.
Yeah,
203,
the narrow
110.
strip, that's by where the Reeds, that's, I believe.
That's that little right there where Reeds lives,
Yeah,
at the top of the
by
hill.
Reeds.
Is that the triangle?
Reeds don't live there anymore.
No, I know.
No, I know
That's where
they don't,
live.
but that's where it was. I don't know how, I don't know if the new people are.
What,
Hang on, they're looking at 203,
110.
110.
okay. And?
Right there.
Yep, and?
Well, I mean, where is our property with the public safety building? Where would that
I
be?
believe that is,
Is this Reed's house?
it's the lot that goes around it, I believe.
Yeah.
I believe
Yeah.
it's-
Oh, it's on the, that's on the back
It's not
side.
10, it's the other one.
Just a narrow strip in there.
Yeah, it's close to the police station, the fire
Yeah.
station, the
It's on
elementary.
the back side.
Right.
It's just-
I mean, it just didn't, I mean,
It's this piece.
well, it looks like this lot goes all the way around this.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think
that's
it's
ours.
lot
49 goes all the way around, that's
Yeah.
ours.
lot 49, that's ours.
Would we want to keep that one?
Yeah, probably ought to keep that one. That makes
I mean,
sense.
I
It's
mean,
right-
it doesn't make any sense to be
Yeah.
trying to sell this
Absolutely
little
not.
sliver.
No,
Right.
no.
That's fine.
For
All right,
green
we're down to
space.
17.
And lost 6 bidders. We're gonna be holding this one pretty quick. Okay.
So I have a question. This you heard the question out there. Is,
Yes.
This is the opinion of value. We should probably come up with the numbers, or I guess I'll ask the question. There's a certain amount of taxes that we're when we took the property. Is that we should look those up as well, or is that how does that weigh into?
Well, what you need to decide as a board is how you want to conduct this auction. You're going to either do an absolute auction, no minimums, no reserves, tee them up and sell them. 75% of the towns we work for do it that way.
Okay.
Or you're going to sell them, you can sell them with reserves, but the best way we like to phrase it is you sell it subject to town confirmation, which kind of puts you in control. We go to the auction, and if you have enough board members there and you can, you know, if you come up with some numbers beforehand, give us a clue as to what they are. We get
Well, the
all-
only one, I mean, there's one I think we've talked about is the 325, 327,
Don't start.
the 20177 where the garage was.
Mhm.
That I think we'd have to set a minimum on.
Right.
Just because
So
of
can
the,
we do, say, 3 or 4 of these with,
Subject to town
Sub- town
confirmation,
confirmation.
without a doubt.
Okay.
and then the rest of them do absolute?
Okay.
That's
You-
what
So
I
you
would-
can do it kind of like a hybrid thing?
Without a doubt.
Okay,
And that wouldn't be published, it would be between us.
Okay.
What the minimums are.
okay.
okay.
So as soon as you drop the gavel, though, is that when you say this is now up for?
What are you gonna start at?
Yeah, right, what do you
Better.
start at?
Oh, we start high and come down
High.
low and move it up as far as we
Start probably at assessed value,
Okay,
then come down
oh,
Okay.
and go back up.
all right,
And go back
I
up.
gotcha.
And meet somewhere between.
You're gonna play the ball game here.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, there was a question during the public session about overage and stuff. To the best of our knowledge, I mean, all the times we've done this, the town gets back, you know, their taxes,
Mhm.
their interest, the penalties.
Yeah.
The overages, I mean, if there's a bank sitting out there that happen to have a mortgage on this,
Goes
or
back.
there's lien information, you know, these people are gonna have to get paid off, and the overage typically
Goes to
is
them.
back to the owner.
Yeah.
It's supposed to go
I
back.
thought either way it could have. Yeah.
Right. I mean, they're all different, but I've never really seen where a town would, you know, reap benefits from the auction over and above what they owed.
Right.
The process is to, you know, get back what you owed and to get these back on the tax rolls.
Mhm.
I mean, you can set minimums wherever you want, but
Sure.
if you can't get activity, you know,
Yeah.
at the auction,
You sit on them for
You
another
know.
year and.
right,
Or 2.
Or 2 or 5 or 10,
exactly.
is the way we're going. So,
I don't have any more questions. You answered everything I had. I have to ask town council a couple questions.
yeah, I think so, yeah. and she would obviously be there when we, because I think that we're gonna have, no doubt that we're gonna have some of the, subject to the board.
Fine with us.
And
is that done right there?
I mean, we can do it right there.
You can do it right there. You can
Yep.
have a special meeting the Monday
Yeah.
after the auction. We
We're
just,
gonna meet anyway.
Okay.
I'm just thinking of Laura's time
Well,
for
if-
Saturday.
Okay, all right, yeah.
I guess I can ask.
I mean, we blow by the number and I mean,
Yeah.
obviously you're gonna say, let's sign the P&S, let's get their deposit.
Yeah.
Because it's always best to,
Right.
money in hand
But again,
that day.
if you guys know that number already
Mhm.
and you don't achieve it, then all right, now it goes back to us.
Exactly.
But if you
Right.
do achieve it, then
Yeah.
it's signed.
Would sign
It's
the
a moot
P, would
point.
sign the
Yeah.
P&S with
Yeah.
the bidder and
Okay.
take it to the meeting.
So it might even be just a moot point at that point.
Correct.
Okay.
Naomi, a couple things we're gonna need though,
Yeah.
after we, say we get 15 properties.
Yep.
We're gonna need copies of those deeds for each property into the town.
Yeah, I thought I gave them to you.
You probably did.
Yep,
You gave me the abutters,
I did.
okay, and then town council's gonna have to prepare the agreement and deposit receipt that we're gonna use. The last packets I gave you at the last meeting, there was sample copies in there, I've got a ton of them.
Okay.
In Word format that,
It was
I'll pass them on
what'd you
to
call it?
Agreement and deposit receipt. It's what the bidders are gonna sign the day of the auction.
It's like a purchase and sale.
I can do that. I think that's the only thing I'd owe you. Because I think I have the rest.
You do, the deeds are in there, okay.
Yeah, when I gave you the tax card.
Yep.
I copied the deed and I copied the tax map from it.
Perfect. We're in good shape.
So I do have another question. When people have asked, what's the list? So we've, I guess, finalized the list. Is that correct to say from
Well,
here?
I think we need to go over it one more time here because I think we've just brought up 5 properties that
Right,
that we're
but
gonna take
if
off
we
of it.
take off those
Blackmail,
6 properties,
Hearing center.
yeah.
is that your list? Because people are gonna start looking for
As
this
far as I'm
list.
concerned, it is.
And can I ask you, is the best way to let them reach you versus me try to answer any questions?
Yeah, turn
they
them over to
can-
us.
they
Once
can-
you provide us with the final list,
Yep.
we're gonna.
So if you want to go over this list one more time
I think we should, yeah.
while they're here?
I don't think we need them here.
So tomorrow morning I can give him the list
think-
and it's made available to everybody.
I think what we need to do as a board is go over it and find these little lots, and we need to get confirmation from conservation.
Which is Wednesday night.
Which
Yeah,
is Wednesday, yeah.
and
So we're going to be looking close to the 17th to give these guys ample time.
right,
That's my opinion. Because
Right.
they're not going to meet till Wednesday night, so we won't hear from conservation till Thursday.
Right.
Or Friday.
right. Well, I think
There's
we need,
another week.
well, we need to hear from them.
Yep.
ASAP.
Mhm.
But and if they don't meet, unfortunately, I think we,
Well, we meet Wednesday.
hopefully you guys have enough meat.
Good new member?
Mhm.
Perfect.
I'll be there.
He'll be there. See? He's on it already. So, all right.
So definitively, we can say that these 6 are out.
Yeah, I would say
I
the
would say
6.
so. Yeah.
All right.
It's Clark Mill, Center Road,
Yeah.
above it.
Hearing center road.
34 New Road,
Yeah.
Deering Center Road.
Yeah. 126-1, 110, 143, 258, 59.
Two March.
To Marsh Ridge, yeah.
These 3.
2
Two.
Marsh Ridge. Yep. There should be 6 altogether.
Yeah.
Park.
Yeah.
I've got them all here. I'll update this spreadsheet.
34 new. Yeah.
What are you missing?
Yeah, 6.
That's
Oh,
right.
yeah, 'cause I knew, yeah.
Yeah. And then these 2 March Ridge.
Are we all set?
I believe so.
Good.
Here.
Gentlemen, we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Any questions? You know right where we are?
We know your number. We'll give you a call.
Yeah, we got your letter for October's state auction.
Yes.
I did today,
Oh, good.
so I know where to find it.
I'll see you guys there.
That seems to be a staple.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
much.
Yeah,
Thank you.
So you wanted to take this up now? Well,
Yeah, well, it's fresh in our head and we got it all out. Might as well go through it.
let's
And why don't we, because it's kind of in the order that it was in our packets, I'm finding, let's use the
one I gave you.
one that Naomi gave us to go through and go over. Obviously, the first one is a yes to send.
Mine are not out of here.
On road.
It should be in order.
It should be in order.
Yeah.
Now, have the evictions gone out, or?
No, Laura's gonna do that.
River
When
Road.
is she doing that?
I gotta ask her. I didn't talk to her today.
Okay.
All right, so 11/31 is a go.
They
Correct?
signed it, but they signed a certified letter saying it was going to auction. And this is how much they had to come up with by September 30th, so. They signed the letter,
They did, okay.
Yeah.
And you haven't heard anything
No.
from them?
no.
So,
Okay.
all right, so we all set?
Yeah.
Continue?
Yeah.
Yep.
11/31's a go.
11/31 is a go.
3/27, we're gonna hold on to that. I mean, that's a go.
That's a go, yeah.
327.
194 Buckley.
I think you send it in with all that information up front.
I think so. I think we front load it, and I think if you just let the association know,
Mm-hmm.
I think we can work something out with them.
Okay.
Great.
I mean, I'd rather not waste, like I said, the St. Jean's time
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
on that for something that's we're gonna front load again. I think that my personal feeling is that the moral thing to do is to front load it with that information.
Yeah,
That,
absolutely.
that there is park fees and everything else due, in the amount of this, yada, yada, not trying to favor anybody
Right.
as far as favor the park commission, but it's real numbers that are owed.
Right.
Yeah.
And obviously the what's on it isn't worth, was it $6,000 they owe or something like that in park fees?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
that's up to them, it's not us to collect
The
their
lot's
bill.
worth $250 and $62.50 now, I don't think anybody's gonna buy it, but I think
No.
we need to, we need to work out something with them as far as 194. So I think that we can, do you wanna leave that on there, or do you wanna take it off?
We took it off.
What's that?
Buckley, we're gonna take it, we're gonna take that off,
We're gonna
right?
take 190 Buckley,
No,
which is all seasons.
I thought we were
No,
keeping it
we'll leave
on.
that on there.
And we're
Let
gonna
them
front
sell
load
it.
the information.
Yeah,
front
just
load
give them
Right.
the
Yeah,
habit,
let-
yeah.
But I'm
Yeah.
saying, and let the,
Let
let the
we're not-
association know.
We're not bills collectors, so I mean,
Right.
let them work
Okay.
it out, whoever
Yeah.
buys the thing.
Yeah.
So it goes.
That's
Okay.
their legal obligation, not ours.
okay.
All right, and then we know about 34 is coming in. 34 new roads coming in.
Yeah.
So that's already
Yeah,
gone off
that's
the list
gone.
anyways. All right, Old Town Road.
Now, keep in mind, I just gave them the abutters list, so when I pull the abutters list,
Yep.
it may not be interest as a single standalone, but the abutters are gonna be notified as well.
Okay, so they may
And-
come to bid.
And so what happens, just to let you know, when you go and highlight this property,
Mm-hmm.
there's an abutter feature
Mm-hmm.
on our map. So you click the abutter feature and you push the button and up pops this list.
Perfect.
It shows you the map and it shows
Beautiful.
their address, and so that's what I just gave him for all of the properties.
There you go.
So it may, I mean, I know it's a small piece, it's .08, but it may be worth something to somebody on either side.
30 or 31
Yeah.
or 26.
So they'll be
Right.
notified as well.
So which one are you looking at now?
Right now, we're looking at Old Town Road.
Old Town
Old Town
Road,
Road.
Daniels Lake Development.
You know, as much as it's small, I still think it would be worth something to somebody.
Yeah,
Right.
It's not
So
very
we're
big.
leaving that on.
yeah.
All right, and Deering Center Road, we took
took
that off.
Yeah. Old Francistown again, you're on this corner.
Yep.
May be worth something to
In a butter.
363
We gotta
or
get something.
353, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So those
Send it.
abutters will be notified.
Yeah, and now, I don't know about the rest of the board, but if, say, nobody takes it, because it's unbuildable, it can't be done, 353 doesn't show up,
Yeah.
351-2 doesn't
Want it?
want it, to me, that, at that point,
You got 351-2 may want it,
Yeah,
just looking at the abutter.
okay.
I mean, they can come in and
Oh.
pay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, then, I mean, I'm not saying take it off at all, I'm just thinking that
you know.
if it doesn't sell for whatever,
Well, then we
then,
worry about it then, but I think at
I
that
think at
point,
that
maybe
point,
they,
we take it
maybe
back.
approach them to have them come and buy it.
Who's the abutter? It says, the abutter, hang on. I'm not gonna say his name, but second one down, to your right,
oh, yeah, oh, yeah,
Yeah,
or even the bottom one, maybe,
yeah,
yeah, maybe,
okay,
yeah.
yeah.
okay. Pondview? That's how it's gonna go. Does that have a structure on it?
Which
I
Land
don't know
only.
why there's a number to it though, that's what I can't understand.
What,
Right.
the number, they probably gave it a number during the time that they,
Because that's,
911 did.
theoretically, that's not even really buildable, is it?
Well, I
Might have been
mean,
at the time when they
we've,
divided
we've
it.
built, the cluster subdivisions build on smaller than that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. All right, well, it's going.
Okay, yeah.
I'll take it off, just asking questions.
Yep.
Peasley Hill.
Peasley Hill, yeah, that's a good, what,
There's a note on that 143 Pondview. It says private road merged with 10853.
where's 10853?
I don't know. See,
I think
'cause
it's the
even
number-
have my
I think
notes
it's-
here. Where is
Oh,
lot
right here.
53?
Yeah, 10853.
So is there another map or something?
Gotta be a lot right next to it.
No, I
No,
was gonna
it's
say,
not.
if you take a look at the map, take a line and go across the road. I mean, I think there was 52 and 53, and they kept the lower number. So 53 is no longer
Oh,
on
so
this
they
map.
they merged it,
Oh,
so they
okay.
combined
Yeah,
the two
they
lots.
combined the two
Yeah, okay.
lots.
So it's actually not just for 152, it's, for lot 52, it's that whole
No,
corner.
no, so you can file a merge, you can merge them together if
They
they're side by
They
side.
came to the planning board.
So in 2000, they
Combined.
merged 53 and 52 together,
And
Okay,
it became 52.
and it became 52.
yeah.
Okay.
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 Center Road is off.
Hang on,
We haven't made it there yet.
Pondview. I mean, again,
It's
Pondview,
not- That's not buildable though.
No, it's .7,
Yeah,
0.68.
.7. So I have to be
It
in
could
the
have
butter.
been, it could be if it was
It-
designated as that as a building lot. The lot I got when they subdivided it is only .75.
see, the cluster
Yeah.
developments,
That's all.
if,
They
if,
divided all that property
if
around
you
my
wanna-
house, and it's .75.
if you wanna, if you take, for instance, the Hoyt Mill subdivision, it was a cluster.
Yeah.
Some of those are .25,
Yeah.
Really?
.3.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, it's for smaller homes,
They did it, yeah.
and you can did
I
a
guess they could
smaller
stick-
septic systems today
the
that,
line there.
yeah.
Yeah, and they did, yeah, because they had that thing with cluster homes
Mm-hmm.
a few years ago.
So, I mean, a small home could go there.
Right. Peasley Hill,
We
as
already-
far as I'm
Peasley.
concerned, that's a go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say that would be a go.
Center Road
Even
is
if,
off.
Center Road is, that we're gonna reconsider that one?
Yep.
Consider that.
Yeah,
That
I'd say
one's
take that
fine.
one off.
Yeah, that
We'll
one's
take,
fine.
we'll take that one back home.
Yeah.
Concord
Stage,
Stage.
yes.
Concord Stage, now
Concord
that,
Stage is down by the Green Bridge.
Down by,
Yes.
See
Where's the
flood
bridge?
control.
I couldn't
Yeah,
even
no,
tell
yeah,
if the
some of my-
It's
rails
just
were in
over the
front
other
of it.
side. Yeah.
what's it, between,
Yeah, it's
Here's
just
the,
after you
here's the
cross the bridge
spillway.
on your
Okay.
right.
This is
Isn't
the
it Concord?
spillway, yeah.
it's right next to the spillway.
Renwood Lane,
Yeah.
so.
oh, it's up by Renwood Lane, okay.
Yeah,
there.
and Renwood, the apartment is right there too, that it
Well.
would butt at the apartments.
So he may be interested in buying that little tiny, it is
Right
the
spot.
apartment owner, yeah.
No, I'd say send it.
Send
You
it.
can try it.
Yeah,
It's only valuable to him or the Army Corps.
yeah,
The Army Corps might be
might,
interested.
might take it.
This would be another one I would say watch.
What's that?
And, well, the only reason I say watch is if the abutter of 6
Oh,
doesn't take it, you know, to me, that might be something that the town should just take.
What, 600, 1.68,
The 6 Henniker Road,
yeah?
I mean, it's not a very big parcel, and actually, that's on a Class 6 road, isn't it?
It is.
So if the abutter of 6 doesn't take it, I think we just take it.
We own it, we just won't sell it.
Correct.
So for the
But
time-
again, leave it on there for now,
Yeah.
but leave it loaded.
It's only valuable to 6 anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
Concord Stage.
Okay.
All right, Concord Stage.
This is when it gets me though.
It's pretty wet, yeah, I know where that
It's
is.
a,
that's right
it's,
by the river. It's that
Yeah.
banking.
It's right across the street from Pine Hill, yeah, it's
Right.
the banking.
yeah.
Mhm, right next to the river.
But again, you've
Right.
got,
Yeah, it goes out to the river.
There's
It's
an
a
owner
small
for the
spit of
next-
land.
Yeah,
you've got
Parcel.
158.
or even 18 could buy it, say. I mean, so he's got somewhere across the thing to go walk and fish.
Or you can build, or you can park a car there.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know
So.
if you can.
Yeah, you get, what, 1 acre of land?
Mm-hmm. I say keep
You
it
know,
on
and
the
a lot
river.
of that, there's still quite a chunk of woods between,
Oh, yeah, between the woods and
and
that.
the river, so.
Yeah. No, you can really do
You
a
could-
whole lot on it, but
Right.
you could do something with it. Park
Yeah.
cars on it, like you said. All right, now this brings up Abijah Bridge. This is the one conservation was also interested in, or no?
I would think they would be,
I would think
other
that.
than, who's 72?
Well, if 72 is interested in it, I'd rather have 72 take it.
And they may be. They live right there.
Yeah,
Right.
you'll know when you go
Yeah.
to put it on put it on the auction.
Right. So I say leave it, but you know, again, if it doesn't sell or
Yeah.
you know, we'll see it again. Clark Mill, we're gonna keep that, is that
Black
correct?
Hill?
Yeah.
We get rid of Clark Mill, because that's the end of the
It's the
street.
end of the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other one for Abijah Bridge.
I guess I don't necessarily agree with that, but.
What's that, the
Well,
end of,
I
that was,
just-
that was
yeah.
The
something
way that it goes, I mean,
conservation
there's
was
nothing you can do.
interested in well.
Huh?
It's a narrow
Conservation, I
strip.
think, is interested in well, as well in the Clark Mill one.
Right, and that's fine, I don't, if the board wants to keep it on the dock to sell, or they wanna keep it.
Clark Mill?
Clark's
Right
right.
at the end of the road, I mean, if they wanna,
My
Yes.
instinct is to keep it, but
Yeah.
that's my instinct.
yeah, especially.
Just because if you look at the map,
Who is 119?
I'm just saying, if
That's
you
about
take a
it.
look at the map
Mm-hmm.
and it's darkened like it's part of our road.
Right.
Or the white underneath it is our road, which is where Benji turns around.
And that's fine, I have no problem with that. What my thought would be though is if that 119 was interested in it,
Could be.
when we sell, we rewrite the deed to take over that as a right of way for turnaround.
Yeah.
That would be my thought.
That would be my thought. So,
Expanded
Yeah.
as a turnaround.
Yeah, rewrite the deed to incorporate what we need it for.
Any of those end ones would probably take it.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, you can put a hand.
I think it's a viable piece. I'd rather not just give it away. Just keep it.
So leave it.
So I would leave it on there, but I would put a heavy note next to it that we're gonna have to do a little deed work with that when it does go.
Yeah.
And maybe we get a hold of St. Jean just to let him know that would be, that would definitely be one of ours to
Okay.
talk about.
Okay, so you're
Okay.
gonna,
Where were we?
so you're not gonna take it off completely, you're still gonna leave it?
Yes.
So we'll send that to, what's in codicils?
All right, what's the next one? Abijah Bridge.
Abijah Bridge, 3.72 acres.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of wetland there.
That,
I guess I don't have that one. Oh, there it is. Might have worked a little bit.
I don't know if they could put a house in there or not on that corner.
I wonder
Well,
if they could on the corner. I don't know.
Yep.
yeah, up by the 30, up in the 35 corner.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 'cause it's wet, like 2/3 of that's
Mhm.
wet.
How many acres?
400 doesn't even.
3.7.
It may be wet where it's not showing it's wet too, I don't know.
It's true. Well,
I said she doesn't even know we're talking about numbers that she doesn't have in front of her. So.
Yeah, I don't know,
Leave
you'd
those.
have to have a rubber boat to sleep in and stuff, I
yeah,
think, with that.
tents.
Yeah.
I have like 3 rubber boats right now.
Perfect.
But
Wanna buy
30,
some land?
36 could be interested in that
Yeah, so
for who
it's,
lives there.
All right. Well, leave it on. My intention is leave it on.
Okay.
Everybody okay with that?
Yeah,
yep,
All right. And this Marsh Ridge Road,
The conservation has actually expressed interest in that because it's next to Farron Pond.
Okay.
Plus, it's a paper subdivision. That's really there's no houses out there,
Okay.
so that's why I took those.
it's off
'cause
a
there
class
was-
6 road, so.
Okay. And that's fine. If those are the ones they're interested in.
Yeah, it looked like one of them didn't have access anyway to the road.
None of them should have access right now,
Okay.
unless it's a goat path,
Oh.
because nobody's put a road out there.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
just a paper subdivision. There's not even there's owners to the lots, but there's not houses out there. Nobody's
No,
houses
we're
there.
approved.
How do you get to that Marsh Ridge from Francistown?
no, is that off,
Never been there.
It's up towards Farron Pond. I know
So over
that.
to it's, that's why
Yeah, is that-
conservation's interested because
Yeah.
of Farron
The
Pond.
road you go to Fair and Pond Road.
Yeah, that's what I
You
wondered.
take a left.
Yeah,
So you have to go down through Fair and Pond Road to get there.
those have been out there for, that's been out,
I believe that's where it's up back, actually, it's back of Bog Road.
yeah, it's been out there forever.
yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
Before it was even all.
See, it's right here.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, well, that doesn't really show us anything.
No.
Yeah, you could.
All right.
there's-
So
there's
Gettings
Bog
Road.
Send it.
Oh yeah, definitely send it. Yeah.
Which one?
4 acres.
Yeah,
Okay. And then
4.9 acres.
where was it?
that
4.09 acres.
The 2 marshes.
Yep.
We're going.
Yeah, I thought so.
Mountain Road.
Mountain Road is a very interesting piece.
Wow. 2.5 acres
Yeah.
slopes up wooden lane.
It's a very interesting piece. Is
Yeah.
that what you said?
Yeah.
Junkyard to rear.
Where's that right of way go? 'Cause that's got to be a right of way.
That's Molten Road.
Yeah, Molten Road. goes
Molten Road goes all the way out to the
Joint
back.
Road.
Right,
Why is it not labeled then?
because it's probably labeled up here on the map that
If you
it
go
didn't
across the
copy.
guy's lawn, you planted a bunch of trees and
It's still
Right,
town,
right
it's
there.
town, it's class 6,
Class
Molten
six.
Road
yeah,
is.
plastic.
Okay,
So,
alright, let it be.
so Mount Road is
Going.
2.5 acres is
Yeah.
going.
Hodgson Road, I say that,
Who's the abutter to that?
on Hodgson?
Yeah.
Which number?
It's 51, yeah.
No.
40751,
50 is number 63 Hodgson,
51.
and 52 is number 81 Hodgson.
Does this do the butters across the street or no?
Yep, if it goes within a circle.
So that
Can I
one's-
see the butters list for this one?
Yeah, 74 is across the street. 74 is number 89 one.
Yeah, I wanna know who 89 is. I gotta,
Bottom one.
I can't see from here.
no. No, that's not who I was thinking it was.
Alright, well, that's who's in that one.
Okay. Alright. I must be further up the road.
It's
Oh,
in
yeah.
the lower
Yeah.
numbers, so it would
Yeah.
be,
Yeah, okay. Oh, I say let it go, but I'm just,
it would come off the 149 side.
right. And this,
Yeah.
it slopes up
Okay.
though,
Yeah,
like they all do.
they also.
And then-
Yeah.
This one,
This other one,
this one here doesn't show, no, we took that off, did we
Which
take
one?
that one off?
Yeah, that one.
The 41044,
No.
the other
Which
one
one
on
are we
Mountain
talking
no,
Road.
about?
we took,
Waterman
we're keeping
Court?
those on.
We're keeping this one off.
That's up here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, okay, I see it up there.
Though, this one here is fairly interesting.
It is.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's got a right of way right through it, right?
Waterman Court goes right through it.
yeah, it's got a,
Waterman Road's on it.
Yeah, that's what I. Very steep on dead end road, wooded.
Yep.
Road has right of way through it, through the lot. I don't know.
I don't know, but they're not gonna get to the water there.
No.
It's a wicked, weird shaped lot.
That's for sure.
Yeah. Especially for you, it would be 84 take it, but.
Are there any butters that would be interested, do you
You
think?
think? Oh,
yeah,
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 okay.
no,
Yeah.
let's, I think we just leave that alone and send it.
Okay, let's send it.
Oh, is that? Well, I think
I
it is.
think Waterman, yeah,
The
Waterman,
abutter is.
Waterman Court is
One of them,
probably one of
okay,
those
yeah, I
things that
can
we just
see
as soon
that.
stay away from. Let somebody else worry about it.
That's awful.
Okay, so we've taken some off, we've left some on.
So we're back to
About the same what we did.
Center Road off. I'm going back to his list just to. It was Clark Mill Road we're
off.
putting back on
Yep,
with some
It's
note
on?
for some
with,
deed
with
work.
conditions.
This is
Yep.
Yeah.
that one, okay.
Center Road is off.
Off,
34 New Road is off. Deering
Yeah.
Center Road is off.
yep,
Marsh Ridge, both of those are off.
yep.
And that's all I had.
So you
Yeah,
want
and Clark Mill Road
3.
with conditions.
Yeah, I have deed work
Four.
wrote it on mine.
So we get 5 off.
5 off. Yeah.
Okay. I must have missed
No.
one.
No,
No,
that's
4.
6. I got,
2,
No.
5. No,
you got
Clark Mill.
2 Marsh Road,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Deering Center,
Yeah.
yeah,
Center
34
Road.
New Road,
Yeah.
yeah.
Center Road.
And then Clark Mill we put back on.
Clark Mill we put
Oh,
back.
With some
put
deed
on,
work.
Yeah, I
With
wrote
some
on
deed
too
work.
there, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, with some
5.
deed work.
Okay.
So that would be our final list.
Yep.
Open and available to anybody that wants it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I'll let him know that tomorrow. I'll also contact Laura with regards to the agreement of deposit, as well as see where we are eviction. I think we only have one. Yeah, I need one. I need a break for a minute. Coffee's done.
It is, wanna bring me a cup when you come back?
Well, I think we can do meeting minutes, can't we? Any further discussion on the tax deed? I think we're pretty well good on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just gonna decide on minimum between now and then.
I think, well, we can discuss that now.
Well, I think we have to get whatever's owed on it, and then start.
Yeah, we don't have that
They're
list.
gonna-
We don't know what
And I
that
don't
is.
think, I think some of them,
Well, I mean, I think the only one we
I've
really
been
need
to
are the buildings that we need to put.
yeah, I think the thing is, there's certain ones we put them in, and the rest of them, let's
Yeah,
just
the
get
rest
what
of
we
them
can
don't.
get, and,
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, I'm
I
thinking,
mean, they're not,
if,
they're not.
if you look at Naomi's list, I'm thinking the top three. Honestly,
The what?
I'm thinking the top three on Naomi's list.
Yeah,
Yeah,
But then again, too, where do you want? Well, let me ask you this: depending on what's owed, when we find that number out,
yeah.
I would almost want to say, and this is my own opinion, that we I don't want to say look at, but that we anything over 25 in value at tax deeding, anything that was valued over 25,000. I'm not saying that we should omit the bid.
well, you're talking
I mean,
land only, so, but, you know, we still need, even on those, what are owed to us.
I could see it turn
But they're
around.
on there again, I was talking to Naomi today, these are back in the 90s, there's no way she can figure out what's owed to us now.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
mean, I
not.
think the thing to
know
do is, like you said, the top three, we put a reserve on, the rest of them,
I
let them go for what you can
What you
get out of
can
them.
get.
Don't forget, anything you get over what we owe, we gotta give, you know,
Get back anyway.
Back
they're gonna
anyway.
they're gonna get their cut, and then the
Okay.
rest of it goes
Okay.
back to these people, so.
All right, so just the top three.
Yeah.
Just the top three,
Who's
put the
gonna get
reserve
what
on.
Once we
cut?
find out what
They're
we're
only
owed.
getting what, a
Well,
certain fee on
they take their
top.
percentage.
They take
Yeah,
it-
but
they
that's
take a
a-
percentage.
That's above what we get, isn't it? I
No.
thought the percentage
They take a
was-
bias, percentage,
Yeah.
so when the buyer buys it, they take it out of his cut, we don't take it out
Right.
of ours.
Right. So, and then we get what's owed to us,
Mm-hmm.
and then the rest of it disappears.
So, for instance, you get, Stock Highway, I think we're into that for what, about 90,000?
Let's just say 100 for round
Say
figures.
100,000 for round figures. So, we get our 100,000, they get, and if say it goes 110.
They get 10.
They get their cut,
Yep.
we get 100 grand, and then the rest of it,
Goes back to
if there's
the
anything
property.
over that, it goes back to
him.
Goes back to him.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's the way that's the.
Yep, all
the
right,
way it
so
works.
we're gonna do the government board input on the top three, on your
Put a
list.
reserve on the
Yep.
top three.
And so
So
the
those are the
auctioneers
ones we
get
need
10%
figures on.
of whatever we
Yeah.
get.
Yeah, so, but
I
like,
think that's available
But
till
like-
No, they
September,
take
right?
But like
10%
he
from the
said-
buyer. So when you
There's too many
go
conversations, I
Yeah.
can't.
You go up and say, oh, I bid this and I bid $150,000. Okay, so it's 150,000 plus 10%.
right,
15,000.
right,
15,000 the buyer's gonna pay up,
right on top.
right on top.
But the sale
But
was
it's
for
not usually, it's
150.
usually 8% or 5%.
Yeah,
depending on what
he's
the
usually
sale
around
is.
8%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
depends on,
But
and they're gonna
but
have a
what we said-
$5,000
Deposit.
cash or
Deposit.
certified check deposit
To
where
be
you go
able
to get
to
a bidder's
bid.
number,
right.
5 or 10, depending.
But on this
what you
one, like they said, is, you know, if we meet that number that we give them, have a good day, see you. We're not even gonna see it again. It's if they don't meet that number and we've set a number.
Mm-hmm.
So we may not see, we may set a reserve on those three,
And we may have them next year.
or we may not see them again. They may sell for more than our reserve.
Or he
And-
may come to us at some point, if they're not getting any movement on the bids, which they do, they'll look at you and say, this is all we're getting on it, do you wanna drop it, or do you wanna get what you can get and run?
Right.
So say it gets to 70,000 and they can't get over it, do you wanna take the 70 grand and call it good?
Or do you want to sit on it for another year?
Or do you wanna sit it on
You're
another
not gonna
year?
sit on it for years.
So I think it's 70 grand, I think sometimes at that point, it's better off to,
Goes up even further.
sometimes I think it's better to
No,
take.
because it's froze when we deeded it.
Yeah,
So that there's nothing being increased right now, so it's
Right.
sitting flat.
but I think sometimes.
So we're not
it's-
gonna gain anything, but we're not gonna lose any more.
But I think the other thing is if they say, like, if they come in at $70,000, so
Yeah.
they're off about what we're looking for. It's not, in the scheme of things, it's not a lot. I'd take the 70,000 and say,
But to us,
goodbye, and let it pull back on the tax rolls. Whoever buys it's now gonna put it back, and it's gonna be revenue back in that pocket.
but I think that needs to come to the board.
Yeah,
Right.
but I think that, he's gonna come to us and say that.
Right. Well, but again, we may not even have to have this discussion after the
If
auction.
you're there.
Yeah.
Because, well, no, not
If
even if
we're
we're not
there.
there. But even if we're there or not. because the numbers may go right over it. They may blow right by the reserve, or.
Probably
or-
could, which happens.
That's what I'm
You
thinking.
know, some of them I see, they don't. I mean, I've seen them sit there
So-
and stall, they don't even come close to the reserve. you
But,
know.
all right, so that leads me into the next question. Are we gonna be there on that Saturday to make the yay or nay decision, or are we gonna wait till Monday at our meeting, regularly scheduled?
Personally, and this is a housekeeping thing, I think that if we say the 10th, that we ought to be there, just be done with it. Instead of dragging this on, and we got other things to do.
I mean,
Besides-
not for nothing, it's gonna be 3 huddles, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's only the three you're gonna huddle on, the rest.
yeah, I mean, we don't even, you know,
The rest of them are absolute,
Right,
yeah.
so.
Are there any lien holders on those
Doesn't make any
properties on the
difference.
top?
doesn't make any
Doesn't
difference.
make
I'm
any
just
difference.
asking the question.
Oh, I honestly
We don't
have to
know.
look.
Yeah,
But I
okay,
mean, it
'cause
doesn't make any
can-
difference. It's up to
There
the
is
new
a,
owner,
there
the
is a
lien holders to
lien
adjust it.
holder on the
What's
second
that?
one.
Say for instance, whoever buys it, if
Mm-hmm.
I bought it, I have to go satisfy the lien holder. Once I buy it.
They
It's
don't-
not up
So
to us to
that's that buyer
satisfy
beware.
it.
They don't have the two, they don't have Mountain Road on here.
We don't have to
Your top one
satisfy
on
What's
the, your
that?
list?
it. We don't have to
Yeah.
satisfy the lien holder.
Isn't on here.
Yeah, it is.
The lien holder can go
It is?
after the original owner, doesn't come
down
after
third
us,
from
we're
the
free and
bottom.
clear of this.
Oh,
So
okay.
say if it's 200,000 that you get,
Yeah,
okay? And they owe 125,000 in taxes.
Mhm.
That's 75,000.
goes back to them, goes back to the previous owner.
I believe the lien holder has
Well,
to
he
get
has
paid
to
out of
go
it.
after, he has to go after the
Yeah.
other person for it. He has to go after the previous
It's
owner.
not, the no.
We're not responsible.
We're the
for it.
owners of that property.
I think,
The lien holder has an agreement with the previous owner, not with us.
So-
I think
so-
under 8089, that you do have to go to, we have to be in charge, we have to, set up an account.
For what?
I have. Has Laura said anything to you, Naomi, about what we have to do?
I haven't talked to Laura about this, cause I wanted to finalize the list first.
Okay.
Then once I finalize the list, I've got time to work with her to see what exactly we have to do.
It's up,
But the mortgage holders have been notified before
Yeah.
we deeded.
Yeah.
they
No,
can
I
come and bid on it.
understand, but
Yeah.
I believe, and look up RSA 8080, I think it's 8089, I might have it here somewhere. See, if we had purchased the property, if we had sold the property like on 2015,
Mm-hmm.
we don't have to worry about a lien holder for that one,
Right.
anyway.
It's just the bottom three.
It's just the ones that are after that.
It's the ones that have, we
It's the
haven't
ones
held
that aren't
for
within the 3
Yeah.
years.
But I mean,
To these three.
so those
It's not,
three,
y-
but we don't know if there's a lien holder.
Yeah, I don't,
well, that's
So-
why I asked the question a couple of
I
weeks
mean,
ago.
but the primary thing is that the lien holder has to come, is gonna have to come, he has the right, if there's a lien holder, he has the right to go bid on it.
yeah.
True?
Yeah.
But we don't have to worry about satisfying the lien as much as, if there's anything above and beyond,
The
we
lien-
turn it over to the previous owner and they can go after the lien holder.
Well, it's always been my understanding
That's
though,
it,
that, they could still go after him anyway.
yeah,
Right.
they can go after one
Regardless.
way or another. We don't even get enough.
Cause there's in some instances where houses get sold and there's not enough to satisfy the lien holder.
Right,
And then
I'm
they
only
end up
talking about the
in-
ones that are over and above. If it's over and above what's due us, then I believe it is our responsibility. But
I don't know,
Yep.
I guess,
I'd have to ask Laura. I
yeah,
don't
we'll have to
know.
ask Laura, I guess I don't understand why it would be our responsibility, that's
Yeah.
all.
because we're the owners of the property now,
So if we're the owners of the property,
and there
why,
was a lien holder.
then why don't we keep the money?
We're
We're
not,
the owners of it,
yeah, we're not,
I guess I just
we
don't
took it for
understand.
the taxes for what's owed, anything above and beyond that,
Gotta
the
go back
lien
to
holder
the-
has to go after recover
Yeah.
it from the other, if we give
To
money
me-
to the other owner,
To me, it would have to go back to whoever was on the tax before us.
yeah,
Right.
this,
So,
Right.
whoever owned
if,
them.
we don't have a contract with them, so we're not responsible for it, he does.
I believe that's what they said the last
Yeah.
time they were in here, anything over and above, go back to
It
the,
does,
Back to
and they
the
said it again
landowner.
tonight,
Goes back
go
to
back to the
owner.
previous owner.
and it's
Yeah.
law, has to
Maybe,
go back to
not
the.
necessarily the lien holder, but the
Right,
previous
go
owner.
back to the
Previous owner.
If it says, you know, if there's, it says,
You know, whatever.
Joe Schmo,
Yeah.
and
Or if it says,
Citizens Bank, then
It goes back to
okay, they're the
Citizens
lien
Bank,
holder.
yeah.
They've got a deeded right to it, but if
Right.
they don't, if there's
Come
nothing on
forward.
it, they have to come forward, and they have to go to, they'll stand there when the money's left over and say,
but I'm
okay,
sure Laura will know.
they
when
know,
it's all
and
said
they
and
know
done.
what their rights are.
I'm sure Laura will know when it's, push comes to shove.
That's why I get, only get lawyers, that's why.
That's what we pay the big dollar for.
Yeah.
Know all that stuff. So.
But at
Okay.
that point, it's not for us to worry about it at this point.
I'll ask her, I don't know the process, this is new to me, so
Yeah, it's new to all of us, so,
I often wondered.
yeah.
Learning experience.
No, it's like when they've sold stuff at state auction, and some of the cars that they've taken and seized, they've got
Mhm.
liens on them,
Right.
you know. They satisfy, the lien holder will put a restriction on it, say it's, Citizens Bank owns a Chevy, and it got taken in a seizure, or it belongs to the administrative services, yeah, at that point, then the auctioneer is responsible for getting some of that money, it's gotta meet the reserves to get rid of it, or the lien holder can bid on. Or if it's owed more than what the car is worth, then most of the time they don't seize it, they give it back.
Okay. All right, so we good with the tax deed property? Okay. Go on to meeting minutes? But we do need to have that obviously clarified by
Yep.
Laura. Where that goes post our deposit. Okay. Well, this was a lengthy one. Yes. Page 1. Anything on page 1?
Just one thing.
Yep.
3 lines up from the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
second word in should be concern instead of concerned.
Yep, okay. Page 2?
I didn't have anything.
Is that with an S, did you say? Concerns?
Concern or concerns?
First concerns,
Concern, wait a minute.
concerns,
Express concerns about, or
these unknown costs.
I would say, yeah, I would say it's plural.
with S, yeah.
With an
Express
S.
concerns about, yeah.
These
Okay.
unknown costs. Yeah, because it's multiple unknown costs.
Mhm.
You did a really nice job with all the discussion, that's why I asked you.
Mm.
All 7 pages.
Mhm. It's usually not that bad, though.
Yeah, that's what everybody says. Today is great. I have 2.5 pages.
Excellent. That's what I like. All right, anything on page 2?
I didn't have anything.
3?
I didn't have anything.
4?
I do have something.
Uh-oh.
I have to turn the page. In the last paragraph,
Mm-hmm.
4th sentence down from the top, rather than, it says concern than, it should be concern that.
Where are you?
Where's that?
And then on the,
No, where are you?
Where are
oh,
you?
sorry, 4th line down, right here.
It says he expressed concern that, instead of then.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Mhm.
okay.
In the last sentence,
Mhm.
Yep.
3rd word in, residents, people.
Okay.
Where is that?
Third word, bottom line,
Residents.
Okay, yeah.
Build traction.
residents, TS. Instead of like houses, it's people.
Page 5,
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5th sentence down,
Where are you now, Jan? Page 5?
page 5.
Which
Fifth.
paragraph
Fifth.
first?
First one, 5th
Yeah.
sentence down from the top.
3, 4, 5, yeah.
Yeah.
Or,
Replied that it's an all or nothing.
nothing vote, yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
I didn't know what this, he is hesitant to vote road by road. I didn't understand what that meant. I haven't had
In other
any
words,
five out of
you
10
don't
at
wanna
all.
put on the,
I guess it's Ricky that
That's-
said it.
yeah. You put
Yeah.
up-
I
you
think
put-
what you meant was putting an article on for Pine Hill, and
Right.
putting an article
Yeah,
Because a
on.
no means no.
If you get, if that
Okay.
vote's down, you can't use the money
Right.
anyway, so.
So you can't do like Pine Hill Road and Bogue Road, all different nodes, different road by roads. It's
Yeah,
just
but
a
we're
lump.
talking about inquired as to the bond process.
Or you just do it in general for the roads.
No, I don't think I was talking about that at the
No, you're
time.
talking about, I think
Okay.
it's warrants.
No.
Warrant
No, I did- it
articles.
would be
Well,
ideal
see, there's a semicolon,
Mhm.
to bond
so that
it.
it sounds like it's all supposed, I mean, I understand.
Well, I said a bond wasn't viable, but at the other time, I didn't want to do a road by road, because if it says,
Right.
shall the town raise and appropriate for Bogue Road, and the town says, no, we can't do anything to it.
No, I understand where
So,
you're
no,
coming
no,
from.
right, so I just, that was what I was trying to express in
Yeah.
that sentence. maybe at the end of,
They maybe just put a
Af-
period instead of a semicolon.
Yeah,
well, I was thinking, a comma after road, because no means no.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
or you can just put the period where the semicolon is. It's a
Mhm.
different sentence.
Okay.
It's up to you. You can do what you want.
Well, I think 10 years from now, somebody's gonna read it and,
All right,
Not understand it.
because
Yeah, that could be.
no means no.
alright? Okay. Anything else? Page 5?
I was totally confused here.
Oh,
With who?
as far as trying to explain the difference between a maintenance line in the budget versus
Mhm.
a bond.
Yep.
Right. It was back and forth. Okay.
Well, I think that it should be then 1, 2, 3, the fourth line down. Chairman Hiplet clarified that,
Still on page 5.
Yes.
yeah,
Second
The
paragraph.
big paragraph.
that bonding would be a one-time source of funding.
Yeah.
And let's see. The seventh line down, instead of operations, but warrant article and operating budget, is that what we're talking about? Maintenance?
Yeah, it should be operating, not operations.
Yeah, okay.
Anything else? Page 5?
Nope.
6?
Nope.
7?
And a roof at safety complex,
Mm-hmm.
just in that sentence, take out the word "are."
Yep.
And then the next one is, regarding schedule for bell tower, and then in parentheses, as well as town hall. I mean, the bell tower is,
Yeah, but
Bell
there's some
town-
rot at the town hall that
Okay.
was included in the bid.
should we just add rot then, town hall rot in good and brown buildings?
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, put Rod there.
Okay.
Anything else on 7?
Nope.
8?
Oops.
9?
Nope.
Nothing on 9? Move to accept the August 27th meeting minutes as amended.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Manifest. Yeehaw.
Do we have signatures?
Yes, we do.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Couple anyways. I move to order the treasurer to sign the payroll accounts payables checks dated September 13th, 2018 as included in the following manifests. A payroll manifest of $57,042.34 for weekly payroll. An accounts payable manifest of $39,849.22. A Weare School District payable of $450,000. And a John Starks account payable of $250,000 for a total of $796,891.56. The following manifests were previously ordered to be signed at the August 27th, 2018 Board of Selectmen meeting. For a fire department payroll, monthly payroll of $5,785.33. A payroll manifest of $52,160.17 for checks dated 9/6. And an accounts payable manifest of $48,792.77 for checks dated 9/6. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And we're meeting next week, so there's no more.
No, there's no.
I can save
more
some-
long
I
minute.
can
You
save some breath.
some wind.
Yeah, some breath, you know.
Um,
Administrator's report.
Okay, I'm working on your binders, just so I let you know.
It says no new report given.
Yeah. I haven't given you a new report other
Okay.
than just now.
All right. Thanks.
Um,
I'll make note of that.
okay. Joint loss, I don't know what day of the week it is. I know it's this month, but I don't know what day. I'll check. I think it's like the 20th, does that sound like a day?
23rd, something like that, yeah.
Tax deeded property we followed up on tonight. I did get an email finally from the hazard mitigation and Cameron from Southern New Hampshire Planning. He said that he recently received feedback from NHSEM on the plan. They're working to meet certain items on the plan that were unmet and will be resubmitting the updated plan by next week and should hear back from the state within a couple weeks regarding its approval. That was on the 30th, so my guess is the 30th. I'm just looking at the calendar, sorry. 1 week blends to the next. So on the 30th this was written. So if he was scheduled next week, so his plan was to submit it the short week. And then we should hear back somewhere around the 24th of September-ish. I'll remind him again. So that's where we are with that one. Master Plan Update Committee, I don't know, they had, we're gonna meet the other night. Do you know if they did, Jan? I think they're working on their different.
Yes, they did.
Oh, good, okay.
Yeah, and they've worked on the, oh God, which one did they work on?
Because I did see an email from one of the members, because I did put the SEDS links up there, so that she reminded everybody too that the SEDS links were there on the front page, which I'm not sure if they took it and ran or not with it, but
Right.
that is available that you
We're gonna be working on
guys.
housing the next one.
Okay, but you guys did see that too, that the SEDS is up there. I actually linked to Central and well as New Hampshire Southern, so that's there. The ACO position, he has re-put it back out with a deadline of next Monday. I haven't heard from anybody, but it's on our website, on their website, and it's put back out. Beth and I, well, Beth's been working a lot of times with Benji and everybody else with CIP, so we haven't quite finished this, so it's not done yet. And I'm not here Friday. So let's move to the government buildings, because I did get several more of the safety complex ones for the roof.
Oh, good.
So let's just cut to the chase. I still have not heard from Walker Roofing yet. And there's nothing new that, oh, let's go to the safety camera project, and I have handouts for everybody. So, we put this back out to bid, as you all know. So, there's a couple of things I want to just share. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5. I think there's 5 there. I got one for Hannah. So what's coming down your way is kind of the breakdown of the 3 bids that were received. And then what's gonna also come down your way is the overview that, so we put it out to bid, and then we sent it off to Spalding, put together the RFP for the camera. And then the bids came in, and then it was tough to process either way. So they gave me the overview. They reviewed all the bids. Spalding did, Spalding Hill. And Mirador was the only one that addressed all the specifications. Their option number 1 bid covers all the criteria. Option 2 are way more expensive than options 1, but they're different upgrades than what we wanted. It's PASIK, P-A-S-I-K. Didn't meet, and neither did Wentworth. So what I tried to do from there is tried to make you this little sheet here, which is the breakdown of the money. And so what they did is they supplied, there's an annual fee with Mirador as well as Wentworth, but the price of Wentworth was scary. I mean, that was
Way low.
way low. So then if you look at the other 2, is that one had an annual fee, one has a warranty of 5 years, one has a warranty of 1 year. And the list of references on the Mirador there's 2 PDs and 3 schools, David's House, Fibernex, and then the PASIC has just the Manchester and the LA Hospital, and I'm not sure what Ropes and Grays, but those were the 3 references. So if you take Mirador, which is what the one that reviewed the IT, Spalding did, said that they're the only one that addressed all of the specifications. The total is $11,849, and if you remember, the bid that didn't get done was $79,8738, which means we have to come up with $38,6162 for them to get started.
There's like a $2,000 difference.
So there's about a $4,000. There's $2,000 between them, but you got a 1 year when we asked for a 5-year.
Oh, yeah.
Well, in the write-up, it says 5-year manufacturing warranty with 1 year on parts and labor,
Right.
which I'm sure is coax and
Yeah.
the install.
So,
My own opinion is I'm not very keen on that annual fee at all.
No.
I don't like that at all.
Well, the other thing is again, what we asked for is troubleshooting. Where are they out of? How far is their response? And I know we had that down on the other ones.
they're from Concord, I think. Yeah, Mirador is from Concord.
And
Where's Patrick from?
South Boston, Mass. And Wentworth is from Farmington, New Hampshire.
Well,
I would think what they did at Manchester PD would be,
Elliott Health System's using them.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's,
I just mean-
Henniker PD has limited amount of cameras. Hillsborough PD has a limited amount. I mean, compared to what we have, they have a full-time dispatch, and what they've got is just minimal compared to what we're looking at.
Right. I mean,
I don't care about the private industries, like Fibernex, King Forest Industries, and David's House. You got Haverhill Schools, Lawrence Schools, and Acton Boxborough Schools, all in Mass.
Well, David's House is Chad.
yeah. I mean, I like I
I'm
said,
looking at,
I guess I just don't, I'm not, the thing is, we gotta put, if there's an annual fee attached to it, it has to go in the operating budget.
yeah,
And that wasn't something that was discussed, as far as I'm concerned. I thought this was an outright purchase. And I understand that there is,
some of
Yeah.
them, there was a $75 fee for certain things a year, but I mean, the $588.
that's a steep, if you ask me.
Ropes and Gray, by the way, is it's a
Yeah.
huge legal firm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Elliott Health System has got several buildings probably between the riverfront clinic and the main security office.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what that's for, it goes into their security cost.
I guess I would want to, I mean, I don't know if we can maybe reach out to this, the middle one and just clarify the 2 items that that Spalding addressed here.
Well, reach out to people who run their systems.
Well, not only that, but,
Manchester PD and Elliott Health for 2, and see how they're satisfied.
and that's
Right.
fine, but what I'm thinking is that they didn't meet the specification.
Who didn't?
The middle one.
Oh, the middle one. No.
According to the independent review we had, they didn't meet the specification. But for the reasons of the parts and the coverage of the parts and labor, as far as warranty, and the integration of the existing cameras.
Yeah.
So if we could clarify, and to me, if we could clarify more so the integration,
Yeah.
the 5-year manufacturer warranty, I think is standard across the board. And the 1 year parts labor, I mean, that's pretty, to me, that's a standard.
The other
Across
thing,
the
but
board.
the other thing I'm looking at too with PASIC and is that, yeah, we're not paying an annual fee, but, what's which is not listed here, which we had listed in the others when we did it before. What's their response time? What's their service call? What are their fees for their service calls when they come out? They're coming out of South Boston. so
Yeah,
that's a
but,
hike.
but not,
We-
but if we
Well,
could,
they-
if we could put something together where Manchester and Elliott have theirs looked at, and they come over and come by us,
Yeah,
we're
but
gonna
it-
alleviate
or-
that.
Or if we have some other issue that is outside of that.
Where is
I mean,
Rochester
they're not gonna bill
Well,
it,
I
they're
don't
gonna
know,
bill
they
it
make an
separately,
office
so I'd like to
in
know what
Okay.
their,
Billing rate is.
what their billing rate is, what their response time is, cause if we have a
I mean,
system
they're in
failure,
Washington DC too.
Okay.
Well, they asked for the estimated cost for ongoing support.
you know. and
He
we-
didn't disclose it, maybe I could call him that, I mean, I don't know if he's got one.
Yeah, maybe
I
call
mean,
and
if
ask.
they didn't meet the RFP process anyway.
Well, that's kinda
so,
what it
I mean,
says.
so for us to go back and start chasing these guys down, they didn't make the RFP and turn
Because
around
we
and
asked for a specific,
specific guidelines, and we didn't get them answered. I mean, how many? And then you have the other on the bottom, 2 other options offered. What are the 2 other options? That's,
oh, it's big money for,
there's big money, it's more money, or
oh yeah,
different
these two,
systems?
yeah. Option, I mean, it's just 15,098 and 17,914. It's just the changing of the cameras.
Like I said, I'm not in favor of an annual fee. I'll just put it out there, right, just like that, because I'm not. I mean,
Yeah, what are they gonna do for us?
what are they gonna do? A, what are they gonna do for us? And
I mean,
B,
they're not monitor, it's not like you having them monitor the system like you would on a home security system.
so
They're
then
not
why we give them
monitoring.
$600 a year to do nothing?
That's right. I mean, why are we giving them an annual fee of $588?
$600. I
They're
just,
not gonna do anything
right.
for you.
Are they gonna come
That's-
up? Are they gonna come up quarterly and dust them off? I don't know.
And what's the annual fee
I'll do
cover?
it for that.
Does it
Right.
say?
Absolutely, but I don't know what is incorporated in that. You know.
What's their annual fees? And then the other one is,
I mean, I don't think we're even considering the low bid.
no, I mean, if they got a $500 a year.
Right, and they're not even in the ballpark. I don't think. Other
So
end
you
of the
don't
table?
need this, though. It says service
Well, if it weren't
agreement,
For the annual fee. it'd be a
it says for
no-brainer.
an IP computer,
Right.
Well, is there
I think
11?
what we need to do is call them up and find out what that annual fee covers.
like, right here, for an IP, this is Mirador. For an IP camera system such as this, support needs are generally minimal. However, these systems are still computer systems in some way are connected to the internet. We're also becoming increasingly reliant on this technology. Mirador therefore offers a service agreement that includes remote service monitoring, system updates, end-user support, and an annual site visit to inspect all the equipment and make adjustments as notified. We will make up to 3 site visits on request per year for end-user support issues, minor adjustments, etc. The service agreement also provides unlimited remote support via remote sessions, telephone, and email. Please note the remote monitoring is not a security service, it's a service to monitor the health and availability of the safety system components. The cost is $588 a year or $49 a month. So, I mean, it sounds like it's optional. My question would be,
Is it optional?
well,
They sound like.
if you
it,
have a
but is it?
right to know request,
Then can we call them and have
can
them?
we call them?
Yeah, and that's
But
the
then,
question.
now let me ask you, on something like that with a 91A,
Mm-hmm.
can we put that feedback to, or do we have to do that? No,
I mean, you can,
because it's a special.
well, I mean, when you do right to know, you can recoup costs of that. So,
Over
I
and
mean,
above.
Over
Right.
and above. So, I mean, when somebody comes in and files a right to know request, for instance, I know the planning, it's, you know, you go in there, you can write a check, usually it's about $10 for copies and all that stuff.
Okay,
that you do.
yeah.
I mean,
I'm
we
thinking-
don't do it in the town office, which
I'm
is
thinking.
a rarity.
I'm thinking if we gotta pull, somebody out of
Yeah.
wherever, they come down here at their
Then
labor
they gotta
rate,
pay.
say it's $200 to get,
Then
a
they
half
gotta-
hour film,
They gotta pay for the.
they gotta pay for that,
Yeah.
right, okay.
Sounds like it's internet-based, though.
Well, even so, they're gonna charge us to pull that right to know. Now, part of the system too, I know we talked about putting cameras in this building. Is this part of the same, is it all in the same thing?
I didn't even put those out.
Okay.
Well, wouldn't the police department over there, wouldn't they have somebody responsible that can go back and look on that? Without getting these guys involved?
It's possible.
Possible,
think
but
so.
certain one, but I
But
mean.
say
but
they
then
said
again,
they're offering it.
They're offering
That
it.
doesn't
Plus,
mean
the
it's
other
like an
thing is
extended
that
warranty on
some of
your
it,
car,
um,
right? It just says they're
certain ones you
offering
may
the
not want
cost of
that.
an annual service.
That's it, yeah, that's the other issue,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
For
if,
integrity, not saying that there's no integrity, but I'm saying just to take
You got
that
one
extra,
person, yeah.
take that extra question right out of the,
all right, so if it is optional, what do we wanna do?
Well, it just said, doesn't that sound optional?
sounds
It does sound
optional to
optional.
me.
It says, it says we offer.
I would, so to me, they assume that that's optional. So I would, the way to answer that is just make a phone call. Hey, listen, that annual fee, it says it's, offered. Does that mean this is part of it, or it's an optional fee? Because I'd rather, if we had to, I'd rather pay as you go. We needed them.
Well, you
to
might-
It says it's therefore
Oh, absolutely.
offers a service agreement. You may not need anything for the first few years.
Yeah,
It just said it offers a service agreement.
we don't care about the service agreement. It has a warranty for 5 years, so they're gonna be
That's what I'm
back in
wondering,
it.
why you're gonna spend
What are you
$588
gonna
for the
spend?
while,
Yeah.
for the first 5 years.
Cause it wouldn't take long to keep that. All right, second question, there's a difference, no matter what route we take, where's the money gonna come from?
Well, I think,
I thought we decided before it was gonna come out of his operating.
well, wait a minute, we took the first bunch out of the operating budget.
Yeah.
There's
But that's encumbered at 17.
It's
That's
cumbered, but I don't know,
What he's got left.
I'm
Oh.
not sure. The only other choice is your capital reserve fund, but, you know, I'm not sure, you know, our budget was, I don't say tight, but, you know, we've got some,
We'll have to chat.
our legal's tight,
Yeah.
so our legal's way tight. It's
Yeah,
like in the red tight.
I know, they're in tight, it always is.
So, what we can do is you can, I suppose you can make a motion, take it out of the operating budget, and then if you get to the end of the year and you don't, it's up to you. Take it out of government buildings, or,
Oh,
It's the board's decision.
yeah, it is.
what do you think?
Hmm?
Well,
What do
let's
you
see
feel?
what he's got left in his
I'm
lawn.
just, oh,
I mean, let's wait and see what he's got. Maybe he's got 4,000.
Yeah, I mean, and,
Yeah,
and that's possible if he does, I mean, but,
I guess I
Yeah.
can call each one of them and ask your questions and see
yeah, I think
for more
that's what we need
information.
to
Okay.
get back to, if we're gonna.
well, I
call all
mean,
the
if you
questions,
take the
call through the
588 out of it, that's gonna drop it down to 11.
No, the 580, it's an operating expense.
Thing.
Right,
No, I'm talking about for this guy from Meritor, if you take the 588 annual fee out of their bottom line, it's gonna drop.
no.
No, it's
No,
not.
No, 'cause
No,
auction.
That's the base fee,
It's
Right, that's a
fee.
base fee.
the base fee.
That's
is
the,
what
oh,
they-
okay,
Right there.
Yeah,
I thought that was
That's
in
the
there.
base.
No, that's just an annual
Oh, okay,
operating
that's
fee.
above and beyond.
yeah.
And I did contact Homeland Security, and you cannot apply for it after the fact.
Yeah.
So it would have to be for our project here and not for this project.
Alright, I'll give it a shot.
But I mean, we can ask more questions, and you're back here in another week,
Yeah,
so.
that's fine. I would like to ask the questions of the top two.
Mm.
Yeah, the third one is just way,
No,
that just,
Yeah,
That's
that
scary.
doesn't make sense.
okay, I'll get more information on that, so
Yeah.
that's still there.
As far as what he brought up and what we brought up.
Yeah, no, I can ask.
Yeah, please do.
Safety complex roof. You know you had the one bid,
Yep.
and,
That was scary.
oh, they're all
Scary.
close to that.
I'm sure they are.
Yeah.
So I got, I don't
Big
know
roof.
if you wanna say it, I mean, I got 1, 2, I ran out of staples, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
There's 5 total ones.
Alright, we didn't disclose the other one, so
No.
we're not gonna disclose
And he's
these.
in the 5 now.
Okay,
I did not, this is, now what I did is, honestly, I did an internet search, reached out to all of them and said, here, our new deadline date is the 10th, and, you know, they tape it up like it's Fort Knox, for God's sake.
oh, sealed bid.
Sealed.
Sealed it.
It's sealed alright. Yeah, they ain't getting in. Which one is this?
Oh, DeSalvo, yeah, he was, I saw him in the, last week.
Who again? Nobody, that's right.
DeSalvo?
Hey, nobody.
Nobody. Well, we're gonna announce them all anyway.
I think you should announce them, you don't have
Yep.
money to do any of them, so.
Yep.
Might as well
Tell
just
them who
say
they
that
came
up
from.
front.
Let's open them all up and then
All right.
we'll announce them.
Do you want me to announce it and then send it down? Do you want me to do it?
Yeah, that's fine.
You wanna do it? You want the glory?
No, that's fine.
Just just teasing you.
No.
So I have Peter DeSalvo, out of Hudson. We have choices.
Ooh.
Color choices. Wow.
So he offered up for the, these are just for the asphalt shingles one.
No quote on the metal.
Not everybody did metal. 58,593. That's for the 50-year asphalt shingle. Let's see if he went on this
For the
side.
50 year, he says?
50 year, yeah. He did not, does not look, and I'll pass it down like he quoted, the asphalt one, but you guys can, I mean, the metal one. So there's that one. I get Talbot, T-A-L-B-O-T Roofing, out of Hudson. And their asphalt, was 57,000 even. And again, there's,
that,
he must
Talbot?
not, Talbot, he must not do, a lot of these guys don't do metal roof is what they kept calling and telling me. So here's Talbot, didn't have a staple. Then I got Queen City Roofing, which is out of Bedford. Queen City Roofing bids, for the 50-year asphalt, 50-year architectural shingle was 75,300.
Oh, dear.
And his metal was 151,500.
Whoa.
You sound like a video game that went south.
It's Queen City Roofing. Then I have Century Roofing out of Auburn. And they are, this is for the architectural, nope, this is for this, the metal roof was 105,850.
Who's that?
Century,
Century.
S-E-N, Century,
How much for the metal?
hang on. 10, metal was 105,850. And then, the asphalt was 56,550. This is North Point Roofing, which has no metal roofing. So the 50-year is $69,500. Yeah, North Point Roofing out of Goffstown is 69,500.
Oh, 65.
69,500. No metal. So there you go. I'll hang on to this. So I don't know if that's what you were thinking, or if that was an eye opener, or
Well, it's gonna be up there. I knew it was gonna be
well, there.
better than 50.
I think it was. There's a number there that would be for a project-based number, but it's nothing you're gonna do this year. There's no money. Because that would definitely clean out the,
Oh, clean out the ground. And then some.
The cupboard would be bare.
yeah, we'd have a roof but nothing else.
Yeah. We'll be dry though.
This is the one that advertises on TV.
Which one's that?
Century.
Oh, yeah.
Century, yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of square footage on that roof. That's all the hips and the valves.
Yeah, it seems like it's about twice.
Hips
It's
and
twice as
valleys.
much for a metal.
What was the original?
Yeah,
What's
the
that?
big,
What was the original one?
North Point,
North Point.
69.5.
No, no, no.
the first one was,
The one we had before.
That's
That's
what
who it was?
Yeah,
North
North Point Roofing out of Goffstown.
Oh, okay. You sharpened his pencil.
yeah, I mean, the,
No, no, no.
Oh, okay.
He was the only, we never announced it.
Yeah, we
Oh,
never
okay.
announced it.
For some reason
I mean, metal's gonna be a lot more expensive, cause I gotta do a lot of bends and and cuts and that,
That's what I
and
wondered.
angles and stuff, that's where it gets expensive. I mean,
Yeah, there's too many.
if you had a straight run residential roof where you put it on, it's not that.
There's
about the
insurance
same as-
certificates in there, but if you look close, there's one of them that has zero liability.
Which one was that?
That's one I handed down, one of the first ones.
Yeah.
I looked at it, only had a workers' comp
Calvin.
coverage.
Well, on the other side, we can't do anything this year anyways.
Yeah.
But I think we have a valid number.
We
Oh,
have a lot
sure,
of
I think
valid
it's-
numbers.
I think 62 would cover it, even with some inflation,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
you know?
How much?
Yeah.
62?
I was gonna say 62.
Well, you're thinking if you're not gonna do anything now and you go till March,
Right, you've only got one that would fall in.
you've
right?
got,
No, you got more than that.
no, you got two that
Oh,
went.
two.
You got
Yeah.
three.
You
Three
got
falling in for
three.
shingle.
3 that fall in.
But if you have an inflation number
Oh, there.
6 months from now,
5%.
Yeah, so all right, say 65 or 67.
62 is a pretty good number. I
Yeah.
mean,
well, you've got some pretty good groups there, I think.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
it's
what I'm
not
saying.
like
You
we're,
wanna see the
Yeah, I don't
last
think we're
week's?
gonna be looking at a metal
This was
roof.
last week's.
Okay.
I can't imagine we look at a metal roof at the price of that.
No.
No, and it depends on whether they're talking
And were
standing
those-
seam or,
Were
I
those
mean-
all 50-year shingles?
Yeah.
yes.
Yep.
There was only one, the
One
North Point.
architectural, 50 architectural.
One did a 40 and a 50.
One was North
I
Point
only
had
gave you
one
the
in there
50s
for
out
40
loud.
year on the bottom, and it wasn't that much different from this one.
No.
So
What'd you say,
Naomi,
60?
Who had the no liability? Was that
Say
one of those,
62.
one of the three?
Well, insured hand down.
I don't,
You
there
don't
was one of them I looked through briefly. No, it wasn't that one. It was one that came through.
That's a packet.
Yeah, it's probably the one I didn't staple together wherever it ended up.
This one.
Yeah.
Yes.
See, pretty good memory. The one I didn't staple together.
Okay,
Times 5%.
all right, so that takes that back up.
Oops.
So, okay.
So if you took 62 and added 5%, you're at 65.1.
Well, he's looking at what? first
So
of
call it 65.
Mm.
So we'd have,
So that would be your warrant article for the roof.
Yep, there you go.
I mean, that's kind of what you were after, really. Just, I mean, we had no idea.
Yeah.
I think I think that was the point of what we just did,
yeah,
was to get a
Right.
number. Because we knew we were gonna have to go to warrant. with
All
it.
right.
Yeah.
With that being said, I should prepare to go to CIP for that number?
I believe so.
yeah,
Is that the board's consensus?
I would say so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm also
right.
working on the numbers for a server because Beth's software
Yeah,
won't
won't load.
Won't run anymore.
Yeah.
after 19.
It says-
So I gotta do something for 19, so that number's being worked on.
Okay.
So I'll do CIP for that,
Okay.
because I have my backup for 65.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, 65.
And I haven't moved anything more, I haven't done any more of the food pantry, other than there is quite a bit of interest out there in some of the seniors to help.
Okay.
But not to be left by themselves, which would be fine, I think, in this building.
Yeah. Just do that
While we're
Wednesday-
here.
the Wednesday
Oh,
thing.
yeah, I would,
Yeah.
I would want
Now,
that.
did we ever get a number back from the woman that owns a building here in the center of town? Did she ever give us a final number for rent?
Yeah.
Well, she doesn't even know they pulled a plug, no one's told her yet, I did. I ran into her outside of here and said that I didn't know if anybody reached out to you, but there's not an interest in doing that anymore, they're gonna close up, and she was taken back,
Well,
because
I
no
mean,
one
the
had reached.
painter made the decision to close the doors.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
it's not moving. It's that's a dead point.
Yeah, after a 3-hour meeting, so, I mean, I'm sure we can enlist, the woman from Henniker was extremely helpful, and I think we could enlist her to help us get started. She's offered to help, I mean, they rotate every 6 weeks, they got enough people, so, and I think it could be a community effort, you know, I'd like to think we could maybe go up to the high school and talk to, they have to do community service.
Right.
yeah, maybe get some high school kids in.
Yeah, get some kids involved.
So
I
they
mean,
could
you got,
maybe
yeah,
link stuff, because stuff's gonna have to be put on shelves.
Yeah,
Right, stop.
and that's what happens in Henniker, they,
Stocking and lugging.
they have one of those, all I can think of is got wheels, so they open up the door and they slide the boxes
Oh,
along.
rollers.
Oh,
Yeah, and it
Oh,
goes
okay.
down to somebody's built something down here, so it's like this
You
level,
don't- Right, you don't have to.
so
look
you're
down
not
and say,
bending. So there isn't any stairs in Henniker, so they put the box on and slide it down, and a couple of kids
oh, they
do
got those
that.
roller trays.
Yep, and then the kids
Look like
take the
roller
boxes
skates
and
a
they
big-
put them
Yeah.
kind of in the area because they've got it divided up like a grocery store. Your vegetables, your so they put the boxes where they roughly need to be, and then they just stock shelves. It's
Now,
a
they
very
still
good.
get- They still get stuff from the people
They
donations.
still take donations. They also do the You can go online and order for this federal food out there.
Yeah.
There's also, food bank.
Food bank.
You remember the food bank, you can order and pick up an order. What happens is some people, instead of giving money, give them gift cards. So what happens is if you happen to be short on hair supplies, you can take the gift card to Market Basket and buy a bunch of 99-cent shampoo or whatever, or buy whatever that you don't get the donations by. But they still do it that way, and it seems to have worked well. And I think if I could go talk to the guidance counselor and explain that this is a community project and could use, you know, but they don't have any problem. And the only thing they do is let the kids bring the food in, and it's not at a time when people are there,
Right.
so that the kids don't see somebody's mother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just a tough
Privacy.
thing. Yeah, there's some privacy there.
Do we still have the door for downstairs? There's no door. If you come in this way.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Okay, so we'd have to put a door there. 'Cause
Yeah.
you need something to lock it,
Secure it.
secure it.
Yeah. I mean, we could look at putting the door in. Again, it's not a big deal. Yeah.
Swing sill.
Yeah, I think we took it off. I don't even remember why. But anyway, but I think it would just
Probably
be.
came out when the thresholds.
Could be. That'll be the same place. So I don't have anything more. Actually, I do have one more thing. This is an intercept agreement,
With
A what?
Concord Fire Department.
Yeah.
For a paramedic and
It's for your paramedic and intercepts.
He just sets the rate.
Yeah, it just says the current one expired on June 30th of 2018. This one here is through June 20th of 2020, and it's the reimbursement for the providing of the service.
What was the number?
This one here says agrees to provide an intercept fee of $5.49.
I think that's what it's been.
I think that's what it's been too. So, which has been signed by Concord. So, it does require a vote, evidently. I'll let you guys look at that. You send it down, it's only got one signature, it's like or two. Concord Fire's already signed it.
Is that if Concord Fire comes out to pick up somebody here?
If Concord Fire needs us to have
They
one
need
here.
one, yeah.
To provide the pain management stuff.
Yeah.
a decree.
Well, no, you guys have to make a motion, that's why you have to have today's date on there, a
Yeah.
vote of. And then there's signature, that's the cover letter. What's your two signatures?
No, one's for Vizina, one's for
The chair.
The chair.
Mhm, okay.
You have to move the authorized
That's the
names.
same, yeah, that is, I think that sounds.
$5.50 something.
Now, don't we should be getting one from
Goffstown.
Goffstown and Bedford?
Yes, that's
Yeah, that's what I
correct.
thought,
Yeah.
good.
So if we're all okay with it, I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion that we sign the agreement with the intercept agreement with the City of Concord Fire Department for ambulance intercepts at the rate of
$5.49.
$5.49.
Good through.
And authorize the chairman of the board of selectmen to sign.
Do you wanna say good through
Yeah.
June
Good through
20,
June
30th,
20.
20?
I'll
Is
second
there a
it.
second? All in favor?
Aye.
Abstain.
And that's all I have to offer you.
Question, Naomi, have you, heard anything, or even Sherry for this matter, have you guys heard anything about the gazebo from the Historical Society?
I have not.
Okay.
No.
October 1st.
Oh, you get a couple, you got 3 more weeks.
Yeah,
I just might want to kick me an email saying 3 weeks is coming, and so is a bulldozer.
yeah.
I mean, I can follow up with an email if
Well, we
that's
have a
asking.
meeting.
Yeah, well, no,
There's
there's
a
nothing,
meeting.
there's been nothing, said, to me. here.
Okay, but they got my letter.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, they got your letter, yeah.
Okay.
And supposedly they're looking into different options.
That's fine.
I can be the witness.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's all I had to ask. Back to the buildings. 8. The oil tanks in the basement.
Oh, tanks.
We were gonna contact Irving.
Yeah, I haven't.
That's fine. I just
Yeah.
I just wanna make sure we're on the same page. That's all.
Yeah, because actually what I want to do is I'm going to put the fuel out to bid. It's
Yep.
time.
Yep.
And before I want to see who's lower
Yep.
before I reach out.
Speaking of fuel, did we remember that the issue over it with the gasoline? Did we figure out what we can get? with
Oh, the high performance?
Yeah.
No, we haven't yet. I want to ask them. They've been using the octane boost and no one said a word.
Okay. Well, I'd rather put it right in the tank
In the
so there's
tank.
no confusion.
Okay.
If it's available.
Okay.
No.
That had encompassed all that. The other thing, while you're on contracts, the lawn care is up.
Lovely.
That we have to put out again. We put it out 2 years at a time. We've always put it out for 3 years at a time, but we did it for 2 years, if you recall, because we had a situation before that we had to bring somebody in to finish contracts. So we felt that 3 years was too long, especially if we're gonna have new people.
Yeah.
There's been an interest expressed to do it for 3 from current bidders instead of 2. The only thing I will tell you that I'd like to add, I don't know if you guys want to, and I guess let's, before we go to this extent and have this conversation, why don't I just give you guys all a copy first? Then you guys look at it. There is one thing I'd like to add to the cemetery side, and that is from the abutter around the red building on East Road. I guess they used to do the whole part, and right now we only do about 15, 20 feet around the building. And a couple of the residences have been doing it, and it just doesn't look the same. It can probably be done, but I think what we should do is start out and express it a little differently in the bid, because it didn't say, it just said around the building.
Right.
Didn't say the entire parcel. And it always was kept nice and
Right
neat,
to
and
the
now
drive-
it's,
that-
yeah, to the
Yeah.
driveway of the other
Who
lot.
cut the tree down? I went down there one day and that big tree that was out in the middle of the field's been cut down.
Yeah, I don't know, the only thing I say is maybe the one who bush hogged it, because it was really tall at first.
Why would you cut a big tree? I mean, the trees.
Yeah, I'm not sure why. But that would be the only thing,
Yeah.
but what I'll do for, is to send you guys all 3 of them. There's a fire cistern one, there's a cemetery one, and then there's a municipal lawn care one.
Now, where are we at with default?
That's got that all done.
Well, no, as far as, you know where I'm going with this, as far as.
Oh, we don't
the
have a,
Number's gonna be higher. Guaranteed number's gonna be higher than last time.
Yep.
And if we get default budget, quote unquote, we can't cover it.
I mean, and we won't know that, we aren't even gonna go to court before we get to do the budgets.
We haven't heard anything from the court on that,
No.
so,
That's what I mean, I was hoping we were gonna be done, but.
yeah.
So we're proceeding with the understanding, but I guess, there was a change to the House bill, further defining contracts, so you can't tell me it was too clear to anybody.
Right. Right.
Not if you gotta go further.
Oh, I'm sure
not if
we
clouds matter.
we put the stick up in the beehive, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think that's
rattled
what
it.
we did.
Yeah,
So, I mean, Beth, we're doing it like we
Okay.
were doing it,
last year.
yeah,
Okay.
it's probably gonna be a change again, I don't know.
Yeah,
I
well,
really don't
see.
know, we haven't heard, we're patiently waiting for our date,
Okay.
so,
Yeah.
see where our numbers are.
Mm-hmm.
I think we made the biggest move the first year because of all the extra we wanted to do with the aerating and the, you know, the springtime and the fall, what we had him do as far as the municipal sides. And we also did the edging and the bark mulch this year, and I will say, I think we've gotten a lot of comments
Mm-hmm.
how nice the things have been done.
Yep, no, I'm no
So-
complaints. Yeah. The weather's been,
Feast or famine?
yeah, so mowing some of the cisterns has been
Mm-hmm.
hit or miss, but again, with the weather the way it is, I can't really blame the guy.
No, it's either all dry or it's not, and then
Or
it's
it's a
raining.
swamp.
Yeah,
So I
so-
can't hold him to that, so. All right, all set? Okay, any other business?
I don't have any.
Yeah, I got two things. One of them is, I got approached when I was sitting at the planning board that they'd like it, and it's been brought up, I spoke to Naomi about it, bring forth here, is the change of the work schedule. So instead of working, having Thursday off in the afternoon, because they still
Oh.
conduct business for meetings Thursday night out, instead of changing it to Friday, having half a day Friday. It falls into our purview, I guess, for the work schedule.
So basically swapping the Friday and the Thursday.
Yes.
I guess my thought on that would be to put it to the employees here, because with the way things are now, there might be childcare or
It's
any,
true.
and something else.
And
So,
I know, because the
Or
big
other-
thing was, is they had planning board meetings on Thursday, and then
Mhm.
trying to, some of them work, and then they try to come in early in the afternoon, they can't get here before that to get certain things done.
right, and I understand that.
So,
I get
and
that.
it's been an issue, so I mean,
But I'm just thinking that if because it's the way it's been, and there's things that need to be changed along the way, then we need to give, fair
I
notice.
don't just, I'm just saying that was brought up as food for thought, so.
Okay.
Well, we had a,
Um,
oh, go ahead.
The other thing is that I was advised by the code enforcement officer that there's been an issue over some driveway, the assignment of driveways and what the specifications are for driveways, and it's been taken it upon by the zoning board, which is really out of their purview. Any driveways, as far as the specs, are supposed to come between the road agent and here. But the biggest thing was, there's somebody trying to get one through now, and it's on a, part of it's a class 6 road, but they wanna use part of that as a continuation of a driveway into a piece of property, and it appears that it's a 49 acre plot. And, that would probably, if it gets approved as a driveway, meet specifications like a road, it may try to get pushed through without, under our radar, that it would be, all of a sudden, we've got a subdivision. So, I think he's trying to warn us that we may have some issues with that coming down the road, so I guess we have to pay a little more attention to some of that, or at least make sure Benji knows about it.
Well, I think, once we get, and I hate to say it, but once we get through this budget season, and March is behind us, I think that the two priorities we're gonna have on hand is gonna be, one is the police chief's contract.
Should be starting on that sooner rather than later.
And Naomi and I put that on the calendar of events, but that's gonna be a hot topic of ours. And the second one's gonna be that packet that the fire chief gave us on the class 6 roads, on what we gotta do with those, because it's getting to the point where they're starting to use more and more of them. We had one 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, for that one over off of River Road, So I think that's something that we're gonna need to focus on.
Yep, I mean, there's specifications for class 6 roads, and I mean, it's gotta be, the road agent's gotta be involved in that conversation.
Oh, absolutely, I 100% agree, but I'm saying is that's gonna be a topic we're having to start to finalize and nail down some ground rules on what we're doing with class 6 roads, whether it's a driveway standard or a class 5 road standard.
Well, I think the there's usually there's a fine line that you walk with that. If somebody's using it to build a house out there and they access it, then they have to build it to a certain specification. They have to upgrade it out of their pocket to a certain specification approval of the road agent.
Right.
So they can get, and also the fire chief is involved to bring the
I understand
apparatus
that,
in
but
there,
I think we need to have something.
but it's still, we have to make sure that we're not gonna be, I guess, sucked into taking that on as another road to start maintaining and plowing.
But it's still considered town road, even if they're updating it.
If they're doing it, that's different. It's not on our responsibility.
Yeah,
at
if
that
they
point.
update it, they should have to maintain it.
They
We'd
have
have
to
to
maintain it.
accept it.
That's the way it is in most areas. If there's towns that they do it, they approve it, saying, this is it, you wanna do this is what you have to do, A, B, and C.
Oh, no, I
It's
agree.
still on you, but it's not gonna be, we're not gonna stop maintaining it. That's your-
No, but what I'm saying is at the end of the day, if that house gets abandoned, we still own the class 6 road.
Yeah, right, we own it anyway, if
Right.
there's something there or not.
So what I'm saying is that if it's our road, they gotta update it. and to our
Oh, yeah.
standards.
And part of the other thing is that, you know, if you have the house out there, it's to meet certain other standards of the planning board, and to get a permit, they have to go jump through a whole lot of hoops to even get a building and
that's-
occupancy permit,
But
so,
that's on them, not on us.
that's right.
So,
But we have to make sure we have our due diligence on that, too.
Ricky, we got a letter.
Yes, we did.
We got an email
Yep.
from the man down in
yep, we did.
Riverdale.
Yep, I was gonna bring that up.
Okay, I just thought of it. I was
Yep.
trying to think there was something. I was trying
Yep.
to think what it was, and
Yep. Anything else from anybody else? No? Sherry and I got an email from a resident at the corner of Riverdale and River.
Yes.
And basically, reiterating the point that we know, you know, that the intersection is dangerous, no posted speed limit approaching it, dangerous curves, vehicles,
Nuts,
industrial vehicles from 4:30 a.m. onward. Discussed it with the police department, but repeatedly, but little has changed. Yeah, that's the long and the short of it. That's the back cover version. And the fact that the road is,
A
you know,
mess.
is you know, that concrete area is starting to really break up. So, you know, again, I mean, the speeding and stuff like that is an enforcement issue. That's nothing that we can do as far, if it's posted and this, I mean, if there's a sign missing, then, you know, it should be brought to the attention of the DPW director who can put a new sign up. I believe that area down there is a 30, if I'm not mistaken, all three ways in and out, I believe. 30 to the stops, 30 on Riverdale, 30 on River, 30 on Parker Station, I think. So if there's a sign missing,
Yeah, they're not stopping by the sounds.
right, which
They just
is
shift down and.
which is an
keep
enforcement
going.
issue.
Which has been historic since the truck started coming out.
Which is an enforcement issue. I know that, you know, that many residents are quick to blame one company on there, but there's multiple companies that haul down that road. It's not
Well,
just
the
one.
biggest thing is that one of them, and that's been brought to the planning board, and that was just.
But it's
brought
not,
in the
it's not
hearing.
only one.
Well, they're blaming it on one, and it's not, because they go
Correct.
out the other way. The other ones are coming off of Cliff Park Road,
That's correct.
and it could be any number of companies, and there's no limitation on when they can start.
That's right.
So, the other one on the other end, the other company on the other end doesn't leave the yard till
7.
7. They could be in the yard working prior to that, but they don't leave.
They don't leave till
the trucks
7.
don't leave till,
Right.
the only ones that leave are the other company that's leasing out of there, and they'll leave, but they go right out
They go out the other way,
the
right.
other way.
So there's multiple companies that run down there. So I just wanna put that out there, that, you know, it's quick to blame one company, but it's not that.
Yeah.
It's not that
And
simple.
the other thing is, there's no restriction in this town, they can go to work, you know.
And that's the other side of it. And
I mean,
there's
I
no
guess
restrictions.
They're upset because at 4 o'clock in the morning, they're going in and out down there. Maybe at some point, we're gonna have to say, you know, you can't start till 5:30 or something. I don't know.
I mean, that would be an ordinance,
And, you know, that's how it would be.
you know, but again, then again, now you say that anybody that works off of, you know, that has to use River Road cannot start till 7 o'clock. That screams a discrimination claim.
I don't want to say
Screams
7, but
Well, I mean, anything.
Or whatever, even if you
have to
say
be-
5
you have to
o'clock.
tread- You have to tread lightly on that, because then if you start interfering with business, then you, then,
Yeah.
you know.
But if you say, even if you say 5:30 for River Road, well, what about, you know, the people that are coming out of Oil Mill Road? What about the people that are using Moody Pond over here? What about them? They can't start till 5 either. That's what I'm saying.
Gotta be
It screams
across the board.
it screams a discrimination if you say only those on River
well,
Road.
you can't just do one road. You'd have to do all roads.
You'd have to do it all town roads.
No, it wouldn't be the roads, you'd
Yeah.
be singling out a certain industry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
So
that
you'd
too.
have to- And that means the loggers,
Yep.
you know, you can't single out a certain industry, you'd have to single out.
Well, I mean, not for nothing. All right, so if you close it down at a certain time, then you need your emergency propane up there. Sorry, I can't come down the road. Doesn't matter. You know, can't come down the road. So, you know, it's a fine line to run. I understand the frustration. I get it. But on the other side of it, unfortunately, I don't know what we can do and be fair to everyone. That would be,
Yeah, because I think we were handed that without really a regional public hearing.
Yeah.
what's that?
The posting at the town line, that's not even,
What, the posting those through trucks?
Mm.
Yeah, that was done
You
through New
mean
Boston and
Through
Goffstown.
Goffstown.
Yeah.
that we were just, all of a sudden, the trucks came upon it.
They
We
used
weren't,
to,
nobody regionally invited us to any
Yeah.
hearing as to
Right.
why they were gonna close it down.
Right.
It was just a
and
sign
I
put
mean,
up
this isn't a new issue. This has been going on out
for a
there
long
for
time.
Years. No, I know,
more years
I
than
get
I
it.
can remember.
Well,
I
I know,
get
because, I don't know if we could even say that the first couple hours in the morning, that some of the ones that, some of the traffic could maybe go out and go up Center Woods Road to alleviate some of the traffic going down through early in the morning.
Oh,
I don't know,
mean,
just a
you
suggestion.
can't, I mean, those big trucks that are coming out of some of it, they can't go any other way but that way.
Yeah, you can't cross a bridge on Colby. There's no,
Well,
That's
not so,
No,
there's
no.
no like,
But if
no,
they,
no, they can't, coming out and trying to make a right-hand turn to come out the north end, forget it. You're not gonna get them to do that coming out of Club Park, out of the pit up there. Because it's too much of a tight corner.
that'd be a tight corner, yeah,
And
they can't do that.
They'd never make it. I mean, and plus they're trying, now they're fighting an uphill battle, literally.
Yeah,
and
literally the whole
figuratively,
way.
they gotta go
Be
uphill.
10 miles an hour the whole way up the hill.
If they could get
Oh,
it
yeah,
without
that's what he
Mhm.
said.
oh, you're saying if they went up Peasley?
No,
No, just
They're
up,
coming out of Club
come out
Park.
of Club Park
Road,
and try
make
to
a
grab
right.
the hill.
And then grab the hill.
they
It's-
could
Oh,
make the
oh,
right, it's
yeah.
impossible.
Right. Not there, no.
No, you're not gonna,
Colby Road
But I
is too
just thought
narrow,
if-
too
Carroll,
small.
Colby Road,
Yeah,
the
too
rest of them,
narrow.
no.
From
it's not
that,
too
from
trucking.
that point above, if some of the, for the first hour or two in the morning, maybe just to alleviate some of it.
Well, all the ones on the other end go out the north end, go out River Road to the north and get on 77.
Get on the state roads.
you
Right.
know. So, it isn't,
tough.
it isn't, that's, you know, sometimes
It's
these companies are being vilified for somebody else's doings,
yeah, I
not
know.
theirs.
It's a very tough spot. I
Yeah.
completely sympathize with these people down there because again, where do they go?
They can't go out through Dunbarton.
No,
Nope,
it's-
that's way too narrow.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's way too narrow. I was thinking there was a bridge out there, but there's not.
No, it's just-
Well, even making that right at Mansion Road would be very, very tight.
That would be
You know,
tough.
Oh, yeah.
They'd never
That'd be
make it.
tight.
They'd
They'd be on the wrong side of the road and then some, so hopefully nobody's coming.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what the solution is. I don't. You know, and the thing is, again, you know, if you limit, you know, and I know it's a, you know, the districts. I mean, I'm pretty sure that the center of town is a village district, correct?
Center.
That's a historic village district.
But the
Yeah.
center is too as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
The center of town is too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. It's just in the same boat. So you'd have to limit 114 as well, because
Which I
that's
don't-
where it falls in
which-
the district.
Yeah, which we'd have a hard time doing as a state road.
You can't,
I don't know if we can limit
can't-
state
you
road.
can't
you
limit
can't
the
limit
state
state
roads.
road.
But
I
you,
mean, we
have to put it on the
basically-
books for one for both. That's what
I
I'm
mean,
saying.
we'd be doing, you know,
To
we
be
had
fair.
enough of an issue, we had to take down the no-through trucking sign, so when we had the bridge work done, so they could come up over
Mm-hmm.
Easily.
Peasley and on the East Street, you know.
Even then, that little culvert was iffy.
That's,
And
yeah,
that was
that's not a
iffy.
good thing.
Yeah,
I mean, they'd
and
be
that-
better off to go all the way out to 77 and come up through Center Wood Road. That'd be
Right.
the better way anyway.
It would be.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, the ones on Clough Park Road can't do that.
They can't.
No,
come
no,
up
no,
with it,
it's-
No.
So,
But I know that there's another company down further past Colby that has, you know, heavy truck as well.
Truckers, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but again,
down by
it's.
the old sawmill.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and the other thing is too is, I mean, if these guys are going to their private residence, you know, a guy's got a commercial truck, he goes all the way up the Bow Road.
Yeah.
You can tell him he can't leave his house. You know, I don't know. I just, to me, that's.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
the only time he's restricted is on the road, there's weight requirements on this posted roads.
But is he because he lives up there?
I think if you read the
Because
statute.
it's residence.
I think if you read the statute. yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And there's
what-
a guy that
that's
lives
what he
right
does
up
for a
on Wall
living.
that comes
Yeah.
out with a tractor. He doesn't
Yeah,
go
I
on
don't
the trailer
Where's
hooked
this?
on Nunley. Right up on Wall.
Yeah.
He comes out pretty
Yeah.
regular, you know.
Yeah.
He's
But again,
always, you know, he's not coming out early in the morning at
Yeah.
all. I mean, I don't have a problem with it, but I have more of a problem with the motorcycles coming out at 4 in the morning when the windows are open in the summertime.
Right.
And they got
Yeah.
Right.
street
But I mean, what, you know,
And
what
then they
it,
come down my road.
right, but what is, I mean, what is a legitimate solution? I mean, that's, you
I
know,
mean, the other thing, you go into fine line, okay, I know complaints on oil mills, you know, they get the crane company. Well, geez, they don't move very fast, and yeah, they gotta come out of there at 4 in the morning, they gotta get to a job by
yeah, so,
7 o'clock to go turn around and
because
do
they're
a
slow to
pick.
begin with,
Yeah,
yeah.
to go do a
Austin or
pick to put
somewhere.
something. you know, pick
Even
some-
naturally, I mean, they just move slow,
Yeah.
you know, and they have to be, actually, they gotta move in the daylight, because they're wide load.
Yeah.
Well, it depends if it's wide or it's, you know, some of the
Oversized,
truck cranes are and some of
Yeah.
them aren't, depends on.
Right,
I
but
mean,
still, again, they gotta get out of there
and
early.
they don't go even down the interstate, they don't roll much over 50 miles an hour,
No,
so.
so, again, I don't
I
know what
don't-
the solution is.
know.
I don't,
It's-
I mean,
do,
it's always food
do
for
other
thought.
towns have an ordinance in place?
Some have ordinances, for instance, I did work in Berlin, and Berlin had an ordinance that you couldn't start digging on the street or doing, you could run the equipment and start it at 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning, and warm it up and do your service. But you couldn't actually start physically doing the work
Until,
till, the equipment digging till 7, and the trucks coming in and out at 6:30.
I've
All right.
seen some areas that, like in small
But it's only in certain
neighborhoods,
areas, certain downtown.
like there's no trucks allowed from like 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. or something like that.
Yeah.
But that's in like blocks.
but let's all roll that back to enforcement. Who's gonna enforce it?
we have a police department.
But they can't,
They're not.
But they're
you're
not,
already
they're not,
talking
they're
about
obviously
it.
not, they're obviously not doing speed, and they're not doing stops at Riverdale,
Right.
you know, I get it, but
at 4 in the morning, there's nobody there.
there's nobody there, so how,
Yeah.
we can ordinance.
Even if there was, you'd have, who knows where else they'd be in town doing, answering other calls.
Right, we can put ordinances out the ying, but if there's nothing, if nobody to enforce it, then they're meaningless. So, I mean,
I
I
don't think
think,
there's an easy answer.
I think until we get 24 coverage back, that, you know, a couple of those points can't be addressed. They can't be
I mean,
addressed
they
this
can,
time,
They can address the stop sign and the speeding during the daytime.
after 7 o'clock,
Yeah, when they're out in the daytime.
when they're out in the day, right. You know, it can be a focus, you know,
But,
focus patrol, but before that, they can't, and, you know,
Well, I think you mentioned something about even in the early evening, the trucks are still running steady. I think you mentioned something about
yeah.
can't have the windows open or the outside setting. It's so loud there on the corner. I don't know what the answer is either.
I don't know what the answer is. I'll be honest with you, I don't, because again, I think if you put, you know, I don't wanna say you put too much out there, is you're opening yourself for legal. The other thing is too, is you put too much out there, then they pull out of town and the tax rate goes up.
Yeah.
It's commerce that would be leaving. So I don't know. I don't know what the solution is.
Yeah.
Unless we lose any revenue from the
Registration.
registration and the
Yep,
gravel fees
and
and
the gravel fees,
taxes.
right.
Well, what if we
It's a
put
tough-
a
it's a
couple of
tough-
big speed bumps in down there? They have to actually stop to go over it.
Yeah, you're not gonna get that.
We're not?
They'll be dug over in a minute.
Yeah, you're putting a speed bump on a public road, I mean, to
Well,
slow
there's
down the
There's a
trucks.
stop sign.
Yeah, but
there.
I mean, this, you do the stop
Trying to
sign
say I'm
enforcement, to
stopping.
put a speed bump in there, and I mean, and number, the other one is,
Empty dump trucks, oh my god, the noise you'd have there.
it'd be
Oh,
breaking
yeah, clatter in the
springs.
springs. if
Plus
they're
you'd be
empty.
breaking
Yeah.
springs, and not only
It'd
on,
probably be worse for
on
them.
trucks,
Yeah.
but even some of the cars and
Yeah.
pickups. And the other thing is that to plow them,
Oh, yeah.
you never plow the road.
No, even speed tables, it would still be just as bad. Like you said, the unhung springs would just be slamming all day long.
And then and then they said the biggest thing is to plow. That's when you go to plow. I mean, you watch in a private, parking lots and roads, so they put those in there. Concord's got some on their city roads and a couple streets near the school, those tables, and you go through there in the wintertime when they've been plowing, and
Yeah.
it's a
Like I
mess.
said, that the speed tables are easier to plow, but they're no
But they're
dance.
still not,
They're no dance, that's
No.
for sure. But, all right, so I don't know what the solution is, unfortunately, but anything else come before the board? I know what I'm gonna say. Motion to adjourn.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Have a good night.
Good night.